What is up, guys? I'm your host, Ben, and this is KameTrick. It's the channel that bridges the gap between drifting in the simulator and drifting in real life, and we have a little bit of a special activity today. We've got the, I'm calling it the morning Matsuri. Really, it was originally planned to be something I was going to do early on in the day, and I realized after I was double-checking all the time zones that that actually wouldn't be the best time for you guys, so it ended up becoming an afternoon Matsuri. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon for me, and I am fortunate to have the day off today. However, yeah, usually my streams, I get a lot of comments from my friends over in Europe saying, hey, I'm not able to catch your stream. It's like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. for me, which sounds terrible, I have to agree. So I happen to be off from work today. We just have a couple random working holidays, and this is one of them for me. So I decided that we're going to do a little special stream for you guys and give you an opportunity to chime in and hang with me, watch the stream, or otherwise, you know, hopefully drive with me as well. So do hit that like button as we get the stream started off. I'm probably just going to stay on YouTube today, so it'll be probably a 3-hour stream. There'll be plenty to enjoy. We're going to be running 2 tracks, starting with our current track. I'll give you a quick preview of it. It is the Clutch Kickers track, and it is located in Florida, I believe around Pensacola, so it is in like the like southeast part of America, down on the coast. So it's a nice small track. It's a real life track as well, and a drag strip too. We don't really see a whole lot of content out of the drag strip, but that gives you an idea of where we're going to be starting off. It's a nice short track. It doesn't matter if you've got, you know, 150, 200 horsepower, or if you've got 1,000. It just is a great track for tandem and tandem practice. So I can't wait to drive there. Quick shout out to some recent subscribers. We've got Isaiah, Jonathan, Nicholas, Ali, Anthony, JP, Malido, Tony, Spol X, John, V Solar, and Nirud, Hotboy Troy Builds, JL, Nick Jenkinson, Sergey Miranov, the Unsari, Jamie Strumer, Anime Pretus, the Sir Y75, Rotary Boy, Brando, Marcus, Alejandro, and Illiterate Thug. Thank you guys for sending it and supporting the channel. I am happy to have you aboard. What is up, chat? How are we doing? Danny's in the house. We got Jack. We got Zwank. The Cube Gamer as well. How is it going? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you all are able to catch the stream. Hopefully it's a decent time for you guys. I wish I could alternate and do more, but just the way that my current work and family and life schedule is working out, it's pretty difficult unless I've got a holiday. So we're getting started. We are packing this server. There are 26 slots on server 1 and 2 for both tracks, so we should have probably more driving than we're going to have room for, especially on this track. Looking forward to it. What is up, Langen? Got a Volvo 245. Very nice. We don't see a whole lot of those drifting over here in the States, but that's pretty rad. Waiting for winter so I can slide. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to doing some of the snow tracks, because WDT has, and maybe a few other people as well, have made snow versions of like the Hoku and the classic Assetto Drift track. And so I'm looking forward to running some of those as we get into December and January occasionally. Bolus, what is up? Caddison in the house. Do you think you could ever do an Xbox Assetto for us Xbox guys? I mean, maybe? I'm not really sure how I would go about that, though. I don't have Assetto for Xbox, so I might be a little stuck on that one. Hey, what is up? Good luck at the stream. Thank you. Pulled out, what's y'all's dream cars? Ooh, 286s and a 240. So I've had, my collection has been one supercharged 86, one 240 that has had a KA and a V8 swap, and one EF Civic, which is not a drift car, but it's still a really iconic, fun car to drive, and that was my daily for a long time. Dream cars, though, I mean, gosh, FDRX7, NSX, maybe an S2000. Dream drift car would probably be, I mean, I'm really happy with my S13, to be honest. But I would love to try drifting something really gnarly and unique, like maybe Osbo's Corolla, which I guess is now Turk's Corolla. Something like that would be kind of interesting to try. Right, so we're going to get started. Just gonna roll into the track. We're gonna see how everything is looking out here. Looks like everybody's figured out the correct direction to go. Here we've got a little tandem action with a pair of FCs. I love to see that. The FCs are so cool. I want to have more variety than a lot of people have on their servers, you know. I mean, I get that the S chassis handle really well and they're very predictable, but if I can have chasers and RX-7s, there's no reason I wouldn't include those as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of those get populated as we get into the server. As we go past all the folks and folks coming in to join as well, we'll roll down here. I am hiding out right over here in the S13 as usual. So we're gonna hop in the driver's seat, teleport back to our pit slot here, and get ready to go for a stroll down the track. Stretch our legs a little bit. Shout out to the 52 of you guys who are watching right now. I appreciate you tuning in. I know it's a little bit of an unusual time of day, but hopefully it works well. I have no idea how many of my regulars from my Friday night sessions are interested in tuning in. We'll find that out pretty soon as well. But coming around the turn here, probably just off of my monitor camera that you guys can see, we have two S chassis. I'm gonna come out, scope out their driving. We've got Malavi Drift Squad, and I'm not sure if I can read the name of this other driver while I'm driving. It's always hard to read the text. But we're gonna hop right out and drive with these gents. Well, a little too much for me. I'm just gonna park it over here for a second. I never warm up before I do these, but I'm definitely not warmed up right now. Krelios. I know that name from some of my past streams. Good to see the fam. Alright, let's catch somebody else coming around. Here comes Krelios that I was just greeting. And we are getting lined up. Everybody's got their own, teleport to pits. All right, their own styles of attacking the track. I guess I'll set out a lead run real quick. Given that I actually know this track a little bit, although I feel like they've changed it because that dip right there seems way deeper than it used to be. There was an update to this track. Originally it was called ADC Clutch Kickers, but it was limited, I think, to 20 pits. And so ADC actually redid the track and made it at least 30. It's a fair bit more pit slots. And when they did that, it seems to, ooh, a little too far there. It seems to me that this turn right here got way deep, and you can go all the way in here if you want to, and then hang it around, which is not exactly how I recollect the track being the last time I played the Assetto track. I haven't driven this track in real life. Unfortunately, Florida is probably like 24 plus hours of driving away from me, so I have not had the opportunity to get my car all the way out to that part of the country, but hopefully I can in the future. So I see that my, unfortunately my chat on screen has lagged, so I'm over here scoping out briefly the YouTube actual live chat here. So sorry about that. Let's see. Shaman Sor with the super chat. No classes today. Thought I'd tune in. Thank you, my friend. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate it. I'm gonna take one moment and actually work on pulling this chat, getting this chat refreshed. I don't know if I can do that built in here or not. I bet I can. Let's see what this does. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I definitely missed some chat there. Wasn't trying to ignore you guys. It's just that I thought, gosh, nobody's saying a word. That's unusual. I heard the super chat come in, and then when I checked it, so bad. For tennis, we can get an Xbox and a Assetto. Cheers. I am in server 1. Can't get into server 1, no join button. Doomy is, does it say that it's full? Like, that's not really a thing. Like, if you type in KameTrick and you go to the server that's running this Clutch Kickers track, it should be fine unless it's full. Does server 2 have a join button? Little Times is here. Heck yeah. Doing homework. Oh man, school. I know the feels. Jericho, what is up? How we doing? Relay Anderson. I'm just KameTrick on the server. I'm in a red S13. Oh, you got in. The car was taken. That'll do it. That'll do it. It's kind of awkward how that works. You'll see that a car is available and you'll click, and somewhere else in the world somebody else has clicked, and then you have like some sort of an internet battle that nobody knows the outcome of until much later. And somebody gets in and the other person's just left hanging. It's kind of awkward, but that's just how it is apparently. Alright, we're gonna get back to work. Check out some more driving. Jeter 414 and an FC with that cool Hataguchi livery on. Let's get some folks coming around the track. What have we got? We have a Laurel. That's Zwank. He's in chat as well. What is up? Hot Style Harambe. Kralios again. Let's see if Kralios has gotten a little bit more accustomed to the track. I feel like he was learning parts of it on the fly, which is something I do a lot, so plenty of respect for that. There, yeah, going much deeper there. Excellent. That makes it a lot nicer for me to follow. Come out down the main straight here. Big angle, which killed a lot of forward momentum. A little bit of a bobble there, but that's okay. Definitely has the look of somebody that's like learning the track. So I'll probably give him a little bit of time and then come in for some later follow runs. I need to practice a little bit myself. Just see about the feels for the way that they updated that one turn. Because I don't want to get caught out by it. too much. Alright, here we go. Now we're getting locked in. And I'm getting a little bit warmed up. Everybody's fast. Or I'm just slow. I know I could shift up to third right there and that would speed the car along a little bit. But I just don't think I have too much grip dialed into the car using the stock tune. Epical DA, thank you for sending it and joining the KameTrick Drift community. Glad to have you here. Arthur, my force feedback settings, basically I'm rocking around 50 for my actual main FFB. Other than that, I'm almost using all default settings. So drift mode is set to 0 or sometimes -1 depending on the car. I really don't need the self-steer to be too strong on my Fanatec wheel. And then SPR is set to 120, ABS is off. In-game, all assists are off, and everything else is basically at default settings. These Fanatec wheels just have good self-steer out of the box, so all I really need to do is adjust how much it's set to. I don't really want it to feel overly powerful. I mean, most power steering cars make almost no resistance. You can steer them with a finger like that while you're parked, you know what I mean? So I'm trying not to make my force feedback in sim be as crazy strong as it could be. Hold out tips for just starting. Yeah, I can help out a little bit with that. I'll do that when I'm driving. Liam, what is up? What was my favorite place to drift in Japan? So I've been to Ebisu, Sports Lane Yamanashi, and Fuji Speedway, and I think that Sports Lane Yamanashi would be a really fun place to actually drive. I've ridden along, but I haven't had my own car out there. I've driven Ebisu though, and it's a nice complex. So probably the place I want to most drive that I may or may not ever get to would be Sports Lane Yamanashi. The next place I might try to drive though is Bihoku. I may see if I can get a car out there and visit Bihoku at some point in the next couple of years. Minnie, what is up? Yeah, I'm having a great day, thank you. Annoyed Cookie, what is going on? Max Fluff. Refresh the page, but still no green join button. That is interesting. You're able to see the server though. You might have to ask in the Discord. I'm sure that there's some folks in the community that'll be able to help you out. Smithers, what is up, man? Good to see you. Smithers has amazing Assetto Corsa skills, especially when it comes to photo making, and he supplies most of the thumbnails that you see. So always big shout outs to him for that. Definitely check out his social media. Whoa. Trying to keep up with Hostile Harambe. We had a little bit of a off-course safari there, but we're gonna get it sorted here. I had some weird lag that just hit and lost force feedback, which caused the car to all of a sudden steer. God, that is so freaky. I hate when I have lag spikes. That does happen. That is part of the game. Yeah, the password is on the Discord. It is plural. You can find that in the KT announcements section. Wolfhound, how much in total is this setup? So, as far as the actual sim gear, if you buy it all new, it's under 2,000 US, but it's up there. It's somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 US, depending on whether or not you have to pay a whole lot for shipping. I think I'll wait. I'm trying to blend talking with chat and some driving here to keep it entertaining for you guys. But yeah, the Wolfhound. So I did buy all of my sim hardware actually used to save some money. I built the cockpit out of wood. I built the desk for my triple monitors out of wood as well. So I was able to cut the cost down a little bit. But yeah, in the vicinity of 1,000 for the triple monitors. I personally paid 1,000 for all the sim gear because I got a nice deal. It was very gently used, and everything except the handbrake has continued to work great. You'll see that I'm using my spacebar over on my right, over here for a for an e-brake. Zwank is every time that you bump something, the this GPU crashes. That is crazy. Yeah, I've never seen that. Cube Gamer, quick question for me. Will I ever come to Greece and try out the drift tracks? I would love to do that. I would have to have somebody give me a car to drive, of course, and I'd do my best not to break it. I would drive it, you know, at like 7 or 8 tenths so that I wouldn't harm it. But what I'm going to try to do is make the best content that I can, get a more solid following here on YouTube and on social, and I hope that that's going to put me in a position in the future to use like the ad revenue and various things that I can work out, maybe some brand sponsorships, to subsidize the cost of travel, because I would love to travel more. Domestically here in America, I try to get out to 1 or 2 events outside of my home state every year, even if I just spectate. So I've been to California for events, I've been to Virginia, I've been to Texas and Kansas, and several other places. But it is a little bit difficult, so we'll see, but I'd love to. That would be really fun for sure. I hope that I can get in a position where it's a lot easier to say yes to that. That would be amazing. I'd love to see it. Cake just got a T300, it's not that much. Yeah, T300s aren't so bad. That's kind of my, if you're really into drifting and you want to have good self-steer, and you should, the T300 is my like most budget recommendation. I link, it's an affiliate link, but I link to an Amazon page for it in all my videos down in the description at the very bottom. G920 versus G29, I don't think there's any significant differences. I feel like they're pretty similar. More of a visual refresh than like a hardware refresh is my impression. But there's a couple guys who have done some full like breakdowns, and I've not actually driven either wheel personally, so I can only say what I can say there. You did post some new pics in the Discord, Smithers, right on. In Virginia, I went to Low Style Heroes in at Shenandoah Speedway. Gosh, when was that? Like 2017, maybe 2018. And I've not been to Estonia's Kehala Ring Drift Track yet. If there is an Assetto Corsa version of that, I might check it out though. If you want to hop into my Discord and post it up and like at me in the mod linking section, I would check it out for sure. Liam wants to go to Japan. It is a cool place, and it's pretty full of cool people for sure. Yeah, bringing the drift car to Greece, I imagine that it would probably be like $5,000 to ship the car or something crazy. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how much it costs to do big stuff like that. Timeless, new to the channel, love the content. Thank you. All right, let's do some driving. I don't want to talk for too long, get everybody bored, but I enjoy chatting with everyone. And then we're going to give some tips for Fold about getting into drifting. So first and foremost, I do have a video on my channel called How to Drift Without Spinning Out. It's actually not quite a beginner video. It assumes you know the gist of all the drift techniques, and it's really about how to not spin out, mostly in your transition. So in a nutshell, you can use a technique like a clutch kick, where you take your foot, push in the clutch, and you charge up the engine RPMs, and then you release the clutch quickly, and that causes the wheels to basically do a burnout while you're already rolling, and that kicks the car sideways like that. And I'm not going to be able to demonstrate a whole lot right now in front of all the trains that are going to be forming, but in a nutshell, when you do that, it makes the car go sideways. And if you have a solid belt drive wheel, like a Thrustmaster T300 or a Fanatec wheel, you're going to get good self-steer. The wheel's going to automatically counter-steer in the right direction. And that's because real cars actually do that. Their suspension geometry is such, like if you're driving a car and you let go of the wheel, like it steers back to straight. The wheels always face the direction of travel, basically. And so in the same way, when you're drifting, the body of the car is facing sideways, but it's moving this way, and so the wheels will automatically steer in that direction. That's just how the designers build cars. And so as a result, you're able to do a lot of drifting without very much like actual hands on the wheel. So like you'll do your clutch kick, and the wheel will steer for you like this. And eventually you'll run out of RPM, or you'll run out of engine power because you'll be going too fast for the motor, and you'll reach a point where, you know, the car is not able to keep drifting. But that's kind of the gist. So a few ways that you can get the car sideways, right? You build up some speed, turn hard and jerk the wheel, step on the gas. It's called a power over because you're using the power of the car to induce an oversteer. You can do your clutch kick, like I just talked about, where you just charge up the clutch like that. You can do deceleration techniques like an e-brake drag. So I've got my e-brake mapped to the spacebar, so if you clutch in, you can see my wheel speed indicator will drop from the tires locking. And so in that case, you can come over and e-brake in, and then build up some speed this way. So like, I mean, there's a lot to it, but you need to figure out some way that you like to initiate to get the car to go sideways. Then you have to catch it from spinning out by using your counter steer. And once you catch it, you then just balance the car in drift, and you hold it there. Does this connect? It does not. Alright, so we'll turn back around. So yeah, then an example of balancing the drift, or catching it, is essentially when you transition like this, there's a moment where the car is changing directions and it stops. Like it's picking up angle and then it stops. And if you do nothing, it just grips up. But if you get on throttle at the right time, you can make it change directions and then stay here and drift in this direction, and then change directions again. It'll stop, you'll get on throttle, and it'll hold it there, and that will cause it to drift in the other direction. That's sort of the gist. We're going to come out and follow Dieter here. The only other thoughts that I have about it is that tandem is kind of its own thing, because it builds upon the skills that you use for single car driving. And that tandem is a whole lot of ad-lib. You're really reading the situation. You have to have, in my opinion, built up the skills. Oh, he's dead. You have to have built up the skills and the muscle memory to be able to do all the different drift techniques subconsciously, without thinking at all. Just instantly be able to bust out all those different moves. And really, all of your conscious mental energy is spent watching the lead car and making sure that you can do whatever you need to stay in a good position with them. But here with no one in front of me, you can see some easy transitions. I let off the gas, I wait as the car changes directions, then I get back on the gas when it's done changing directions. And that is essentially what allows me to drift around these turns. Running right up to the grass, actually on the grass there. I always like to see how the train is looking. So that gives us a start. What's up? We're gonna see what Chad is up to here for a second. Grab a little bit of liquid refreshment as well. Denoke, this server is the KameTrick, I believe it's called KameTrick Weekly Drift Bash. If you search KameTrick, you'll find me. I've got 2 servers up. All the info, passwords, etc. are in the Discord. Big Yoshi, how's it going? Heard the WDTS 180SX is a good starter car. Yeah, I totally agree. Absolutely. It's a good start. I like the S13 personally as well. But really almost any of the S chassis are all very solid to start on. And one thing that I've heard recommended that works well for folks, because I kind of came into this with all the muscle memory of a real life drifter, because I do drift in real life, but for a lot of people that are really trying to figure out the timing for catching the wheel and everything, too much power can actually make it challenging to understand the basics as far as what you're doing to change the car's direction and to throw the car around. So things I've heard are to start at 40 or 50% turbo power, which these cars have a toggle, or you can go into the pit settings and adjust it there as well. And get comfortable there, and eventually you'll find that you're limited by the lack of power and you can't keep the car sideways. So then you turn it up a click and repeat, turn it up a click as you get more comfortable, until eventually you're using, 80 to 100% power depending on what you like. I use 100% power on all these at this point. Correct. I haven't tried the AI log shifter. I'm curious about trying their e-brake though, and I may contact them and see if they want to put anything together as far as a review. That would be kind of cool. All their stuff looks gorgeous though. Definitely appreciate the craftsmanship that they appear to have with the product. I'm just really partial to like brushed aluminum or polished aluminum and steel. I've always thought that looks really clean. KNC Nirvana, what is up, man? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. How's it going? And let's see, we were talking about cars to start out drifting, so yeah, best cars to start out drifting, probably, in Sim, I'd say that the WDTS pack is a really good pack to start on. It just feels right. I need to remake, Yoshi with the facts, I need to remake my video on real life versus Assetto now that I have even more experience. It'd just be kind of interesting. Timu with the question, my dream car, gosh, there's a lot. There is a lot. I'd love to have an FDR X7, I'd love to have an NSX. I wouldn't mind some all-wheel drive stuff as well, like a 22B or something, a Subaru Impreza from that era would be really pretty as well. Ghost Pug watching the lives, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. Here I am. Do I always turn turbo to 100% and then extend second gear? Not always. So, okay, turbo, yes, I usually do. I'd rather have the power than not. My real car at this moment is V8 powered, so I'm used to having a lot of torque, so it just suits what I'm used to. And ultimately, part of my goal in playing an Assetto is to actually build skills that I can pull back into real life. So I do want a car that drives somewhat similar to mine. Something that's a little weaker than mine is actually good, because in that case I'll be even more comfortable in the real car. And then as far as the gearing, it just depends. Most of the time I'm happy to leave the gearing stock, but a lot of people that I drive with will up their gearing, and it creates a situation where they can stay in one gear during the straight and the whole rest of the track, and I'm shifting up to third, and I lose time in the chase. So I have started moving my gearing up a little bit. To me, it's one of those things though where like I can't do that in my real car. I don't have like a Winter's quick change diff where I can change the gearing whenever I want to. So, you know, the real life drifter in me is like, no man, you just gotta man up and shift the car and like drive the car and it's fine. But since not everybody has that perspective on it, and they want to make it easy and never have to shift out of second gear the whole track, then you know that has influenced me a little bit, and so I do leave it in second with that longer second gear a little bit more often these days. Cormac says, I learned how to drift the NA drift cars in Assetto Corsa. I think it makes it easier to carry over knowledge from non-drifting. Yeah, I believe that. That seems fair. Pit road along the drag strip is dangerous. Yeah, man, we got some rad cars out here. Hopefully we got some rad cars that you guys are seeing in the videos as well. That's my S13, the red bumperless wonder going around that turn there. Some of our real life drifting, that's one of the local tracks that I like to run. Holy fuck. If playing with a Logitech wheel, start with Tandem Buddies, you won't be able to drift. Yeah, if you start with Tandem Buddies, it'll be really difficult to switch to WDTS cars. I do think Logitech wheels don't self-steer, so to a degree it's not the worst thing to do to try Tandem Buddies out, because Tandem Buddies and cars that use the same physics as Tandem Buddies, of which there are like 6 different packs, all transition really slowly. Logitech wheels all self-steer really slowly, and as a result they kind of match up. So it's something to try if nothing else is working, but ultimately it's not something that I would recommend people stick with. I'd like to see the most realistic stuff, but the caveat there is you need to have a belt drive wheel in order to have realistic self-steer. Driving a realistic car pack with an unrealistic wheelbase in terms of the self-steer speed just isn't really that big of a deal to me, I don't think. So take it with a grain of salt. LJ Production, what is up? It says I don't have the clutch kickers track when I do. So they remade the track. I don't know how recently, but they upped the number of pit slots and they changed it a little bit. It could be that you have the clutch kickers track and you don't have ADC Drifter's Paradise. The track download for exactly what I'm using, unless I had a huge fail and I linked the wrong thing, is actually linked in the KT announcements section of my Discord. K11K in the Discord has that Estonian drift track with the awesome jump spot. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna leave that on red and I'm gonna tune back into that when I finish the stream later. I'll look at that sometime this week. Thank you for sending that over. Neff says, bro, ever since so much better at controlling the car during drift. Heck yeah, that is what we're trying to do. My goal, I have a lot of goals, obviously, like everybody does, but one of my goals is for my content to really help make drifting more popular and more enjoyable for as many people as possible. I want you guys to be as good as me or even better than me after, you know, getting good practice and having good tandem opportunities. We're here behind, so wait for everyone to become locked in. Not bad, not bad. .500 using all the track, which is great. Sorry, not quite following him out there, so the train is a little disconnected in some ways. Oh, and I gave Malabi a bump. He had to angle stall to keep from completely spinning, so I slowed us down just a little bit. Surprisingly, we didn't lose that much ground on the rest of the train. We're going to go up to third here, then a little bit of foot brake in an effort to have some more wheel speed and catch up a bit more. Got to predict that the train is going to slow down at certain parts of the track, if I don't do a solid job of that, then I'm risking giving somebody a bit of a bump. But yeah, this is a nice little train here. Very nice. It's fun to see everyone adjusting in their own way to what's going on. I got a little bit of a bump, which I probably deserved. I think I was a little half-hearted about going for e-brake and ended up shallowing up more than I really ought to at that point in the track. And Malavi sends it just a little bit too hard, and like a true drift gentleman in Assetto Corsa, teleports to pits to save the rest of the train. No shame, worthy of respect. I always try to get out of the way when I wipe, which I'm sure I will anytime now that I've said it. Sorrow bounces out for reasons unknown, leaving me to shift up to third and e-brake in to try and close the gap on 500 so that we can hear that beautiful RX-7 sound. And I'm fairly keen to drive with 500 because it seems like he's using all the track in a few spots that not everybody is. And I just think it's going to be a pretty good session. As long as I don't hit him right there, I'll be diving in pretty far through that section. You guys will have to cut me the tiniest bit of slack, because talking while driving does actually reduce the quality of driving that I do just a little bit. So sometimes in the midst of broadcasting, I kind of mess up a little bit more. He goes super deep and late on the transition. I kind of thought, yeah, there we go. I kind of thought that he had wiped, and then he didn't. All right, now we're following a 180, driven by a name that I can't quite read, something with the OM. Oh, I'm predicting some deceleration on that transition. I read that correctly. Managed to avoid a huge crunch. It's so interesting adapting to all these different drivers. Whoa, that was intense. We are in a Sylvia sandwich right now. Looks like I need to go straight to build up, make up some ground. Yes, not bad, not bad. Oh, I just about passed him. That was maybe questionable. A little too aggressive. Oh my gosh, drifting is so much fun. And it's a blast to be able to drive with a new crew of drivers as well, folks who have sadly not been able to tune in because it's horrifically early or late. I'm stoked to have a full server and new people to enjoy the drift life with. You know, that's what it's all about. Ooh, almost giving a little bump, not quite. And any minute now we'll have to hop off from this train and catch up with chat. This has been a really pleasant time. Oh, that's a good enough time. I gave him a little bit of a tap. Oh, that was great. That was very fun. So good. What did you guys think of that? That was alright. Magical. I want to join the train, but it's so stacked. Yeah, man. We were really throwing down there. That was great. And it was fun getting to switch out between the different cars as folks passed on by. Jack Evans says, is the Clutch Gang pack based on the Tandem Buddies physics? I feel like they're the nicest I've driven, but I only use a G27. So yes, it is. Cars based on Tandem Buddies physics, off the top of my head, you've got obviously Tandem Buddies. A group called Clutch Gang had a car pack that they made called Tandem Buddies by Clutch Gang. Different, actual different group, and they kind of just use the name, whatever, it's weird. ADC cars are based on Tando physics. Clutch Gang is as well. There might be one called Slide Boys that is too. It's in a lot of places. Like really, DWG and WDT Street are some of the main ones that are a big pack that don't. But there are others. There's Downside Garage. There's Sim Squad or 1-to-1, and I'm sure there's more that I'm not thinking of right at the moment. Bola says, "Hope as chat just moves and I lose my place." I'm in the red FC, and yeah, it feels like I can throw it so deep with big angle and not spin. Such a stable car. Yeah, dude, it was fun following you. You were doing great. Call Sign Jaeger, what is up, man? Good to see you. One of the mods from the Discord server, and also one of our competitors in the KameTrick Toge Challenge, which you guys can catch here on the channel as well. I think our next one is, gosh, is it next Saturday? I think it is. I think it's next Saturday. I need to do some practice. We're going to be at Myogi for some grip battles in 70s, 80s, and 90s. Old school Japanese legends. Note, the car downloads and the track downloads are all in my Discord server, which is linked in this video description, and you need to go to the KT Announcements channel after joining in order to get that. Laying in ham in Discord and getting an error every time I try to get in. Do you know what the nature of the error is? Are you typing the password wrong? Do you lack custom shaders patch? Not sure. The mod for that FC is the Death Wish Garage Pack FC. Sounds really good. FB mods, welcome back. First time running the Supra, we'll have to give it a go. I see you just pulled out from behind me there. So nice. Normally the drift batches start at 3 a.m. I know, I specifically am doing this one for you guys to make sure that I'm doing something at a proper time. I wish that I was telling chat this earlier, I wish that I could do this every other week or something like that, but at the moment my schedule just doesn't quite allow it. But I'm going to see how it goes, and perhaps depending on what I learn from analytics, I might be able to start doing a little bit more. In the meantime though, we're just going to have to wait until I have some days off from the day job, which is the case today. So we're going to pull up behind Max Fluff in this Chaser. See what sort of technique they're going to use to attack this track. It's like still learning that, and that's fine. I'm actually a little bit to blame. Usually at this point I'm posting the tracks we're going to be running early so that folks can get practice on them. And it took me too long to post the tracks up this time, so I think most of our drivers haven't had the opportunity to actually practice the tracks yet. Ooh, that is a tough follow. Kind of interesting throttle sounds coming out of this car as far as the rhythm and the timing. And I assassinated him. It's always my fault as the chase car, but I probably should not have been chasing so close. You always have to read the situation. Granted, because this is a sim, I'm a little bit more lax about that. Like, if I was in my S13, I wouldn't just roll up on somebody I hadn't ever driven with before and put my car on their door, unless like they were in a, you know, an FD Pro or something like that, somebody crazy better than me that I would know is going to be really super consistent. But when you go to essentially what we're creating here, a Matsuri style event, you end up with different skill levels. I mean, usually everybody's pretty solid, but different skill levels, different techniques, different car builds, and that's part of the fun of it. Just seeing all the variety and adapting to all the different drivers. We've got a nice train I can see following and forming up behind me. This is great. The only bummer is I really want to do a 360 entry right here, and it's just not the time. I just heard the new subscriber sound effect kick in. Thank you, whoever that is. I will check here in a second. Uh-oh, we're in the grass. It's going to be a bad time. Slowing down the train. Oh, and we're in the grass again. I'm just having a wonderful lap. .500 with the 360, very nice. I have a tutorial video on how to do 360s as well, if that's something you want to check out. Having an excellent chase train behind me, we might actually be able to see all the cars on this lap if you look to the right. That's all the same train that's behind me. This is so sick. We're going to make a centipede going around this entire track. And Zwank has pulled out in front of me, so we'll get to see his driving. Hopefully he doesn't bump anything and causes GPU to crash like he said earlier in chat. Here we go. RX-7 versus Laurel, a battle that I don't think I've ever seen play out in real life. Oh no! A little bit of a bump there. That would have been a trip back to the pits, I'm sure. Thank you, Sim Drifting, for not actually having that happen to my real car. A little bit of left foot brake in there to give me some room. Need to check up. I don't want to get too close to Zwank while he's adjusting his line there. That's one of the things in drifting that the chase driver has to do, is monitor not just the lead car, but every car that's ahead of you. Make sure that you're not putting yourself in the wrong spot. If somebody looks like they're having to make a big adjustment or is a little under, just like not confident in a given moment, you need to make sure that you're watching that so that you can kind of give them the space that they might need if they need it. It's like defensive driving, except everybody's sideways and tires are being destroyed. Oh, and I angle stalled it, hopping out of that train before anything goes horribly, horribly wrong. LJ, just getting the mods now. Yeah, absolutely. If you can find a spot in server number 1, you're welcome to join me there. If not, server number 2 is open as well. It may be a little bit less populated, but as more and more people tune into the stream, you should be able to find a spot. And speaking of, we have got 98 viewers hanging out right now. We had a high at 147 and then it dropped really hard. We must have had like a lag issue with the stream or something like that. But rocking and rolling. Don't forget to hit like if you guys are watching right now. I know that folks are going to tune in for a little bit, hang out, and then go on their way and do something else with their evening. So if you are watching, definitely don't forget to hit like. Zyke, go. What is up? Late. Lobby is full. Yeah, we're pretty full right now, but you can find time. Kraylio's drifting with people is hard. That's the fun of it. It is pretty hard though. I mean, I'm not having a perfect day either. Everybody's solid apart from my controller bots. LJ, yeah, if I'll tell you what. So at 2:30 for me, so that'll be like what? Like 8:30 your time, I think. In about 25 minutes, we're going to be doing track change, And when we do, I'm going to change the track over, I log into the track, and then once I make sure that like my content manager hasn't decided to forget all of my key bindings and stuff, I post up the password for that track. So your next easy opportunity to get into server 1 with me will be in about 20-25 minutes during that track change. By all means though, you can hop in, hit the wait for, like, get into the server view, hit the wait for any car button, and like I just saw that somebody disconnected from the server, so spots do open up occasionally as people come and go. Max Presky to catch back up 5 minutes ago. Sorry about that. We were deep in some trains, but thank you for the sub. I appreciate you joining in. There we go. 100 likes. Thank you guys. Mr. Shahabi, my Fanatec wheel settings. So I'm running FFB at around 50. It depends on the car. Sometimes I run it lower at around 40. ABS is off. I'm using 900 degrees of rotation. DRI, the drift mode, is set to 0. Sometimes I use -1. I feel like it countersteers just fine without having that like emphasized. And other than that, SPR for spring is at 120. Those are pretty much my settings. Everything I didn't mention, I leave at defaults. Magical. So glad I didn't ruin you there. Yeah, that was pretty tight. Yeah, boy, Jordan, what is going on? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. That Supra's different. Yeah, I'm not driven it myself yet. That was a gnarly train there, huh? Currently translating a classical Chinese textbook about Sun Tzu's Art of War while watching me drift in Japanese drift cars. Life is awesome. Soria saikou desu yo ne. That is cool. Alright, let's follow Vitaly here in the 350Z. He was giving me some great follow runs I saw earlier. I was able to see him pull up in the mirror and in the edge of my triple monitor camera, which is just slightly off screen for you guys. I'm gonna see if I can do any manner of respectable chase. That car is quick, look at it go. So I predict it's gonna take me a turn or two to even get caught up. It's one of the interesting things about mixing car packs. So we have two big popular car packs that I run in my servers. The Death Wish Garage Pack, which is what this 350Z is from, followed by the World Drift Tour Street Pack. I'm gonna dodge him, which is what I'm driving. And the World Drift Tour Pack only has one set of tires, like one tire option, so they all kind of handle the same. The Death Wish Pack has multiple tires, from tires that are supposed to simulate like used pull-off tires if you're on a real budget, or going as far as the I think it's the Achilles 123. It's like a Formula Drift super grippy tire. So I think it's probably possible to tune the DWG cars to be difficult to tandem with fast, I guess is what I'll call that. Oh, I suck at clutch kicking sometimes. You have to anticipate your need to clutch kick a little bit, at least. And if you don't, then when you actually need to do one, you're not going to have left yourself enough time. You've got to let the engine rev up a little bit. If you just like do an instant one like that, there's not that much RPM difference, and so nothing really happens. There we go. Getting pretty aggressive. So this is a driver who uses a little bit of brake in transition, which is not so far from my style. I don't usually brake in transition when I'm leading. You can pretty much watch, and I will tend to drive with just my right foot and throttle modulation most of the time, like when I'm solo. However, you will have guys who like to throw really snappy transitions and then stabilize with a little bit of e-brake, or sometimes foot brake. And so it's interesting when you follow them, because I can carry quite a lot of speed in a transition up to the next car. And if they're the type that uses just a touch of braking during that, then it can be a little challenging to adapt to, because the difference in cornering speed gets pretty severe. Like there I had to transition, but basically wait to get on throttle. So we're now following 500 in the FC again, and FV mods in the Supra, which he's never driven before, and I've not driven it either. But I suspect it does feel pretty unusual. Oh, that's too much. Angle stalled it. Mad Max, I can help you out. How to get the drifting map. So I assume you mean right here, like the course map. There's an apps tool that's by default over on the far right of the screen. My OBS is not set up to capture past my mirror. I can actually see a fair bit further past. Let me check actually my real life camera. So you can kind of see it. If you look right here in this far right bottom right camera, see how that's popped out and it goes away and it pops back out? There is an app that will drop out, and there's an app called Track Map that you can turn on, and when you click it, it activates and deactivates that. So that is what I'm using, and I'm a huge fan of the Track Map app because it allows you to check where everybody is on track. If you don't have VR, and especially if you don't have VR or triples, maybe you can't see out the side windows of your car very easily when you're trying to get on track, and you don't want to pull out in front of a train and obliterate everybody. So that's a great way to be able to sense. It doesn't work for every single mob. There are some where it doesn't have it, but for the most part it's a good way to see who's on track and find a gap to pull out. And I actually want to do that too because it's 360 time. It's got to be 360 time. Max says, no, I mean like how to get those maps to play on with the people in cars. Okay, so you have to have a PC. It's only available for Assetto Corsa on PC. Unfortunately, it does not work for console versions. Liam, my keyboard and mouse are right here. You can't really see it on, it's the bottom right camera, but because it's like super dark, but if I go like this while I'm driving, it's because my my spacebar is right there. Touchkick Motorsports, what is up? Thank you for the support. Yeah, if you guys want to join the KameTrick Discord, which is located in the join link is in the description, and go to the KT Announcements channel. I actually post up every time, and I do this every week. I post up the car pack that I'm using and the tracks that we're running. You're also going to need to join it anyway to get the password to join the server if you want to try and join in today. Obviously, you can just download the content and then search later for any servers that are running that content. That's fine. There's a nice train. I just want to find some clear track and do a 360. I might have to be rude and pull out a 360 in front of somebody else. Oh no. That was all kinds of, sorry little tykes, that was all kinds of messy. We're going for it. I hope nobody's super close, but it is what it is. Tetra as well. Going for it. That was pretty neat. I'm gonna go kind of shallow here. Okay, I think I've actually got room. Let's go for it. Let's try this. 360 entry. First try. Oh, too much speed. And we went off into the grass. Maybe we'll get it this time. I'm usually pretty solid at my 360s. Not a real drifter skill, but just kind of a fun little party trick that you can do. And actually I used this track in my video, I think it was this track, to break down what the process was. There we go. So if you want to learn how to do those, I have a video on that as well. Just Google search how to do a 360 entry Assetto Corsa or how to do a 360 entry period, and you'll probably find my video on it. And, oh, angle stall. Getting a little too distracted, a little too hyped. Here's some Formula Drift for you. There's Daigo and I think maybe Blues. I didn't quite see that lead car. Thank you, Jaeger. Again, Jaeger's one of the mods in my Discord, and he's just tuning in because I'm sure it's not the middle of the morning or night his time, and I really appreciate the help on keeping chat under control. Jack asks, can I do a 360 in real life? I haven't actually tried to. 360 is a technique that, well, it's a technique I've tried to do a little bit, but I didn't get to practice it a whole lot, because if you don't know how to do one, and you are at a real life track, you know, it takes some trial and error to do, and it's difficult to find a track layout in time to give it a shot. So I tried a few, but 360 entries are actually one of the few skills that I didn't know how to do before I got my sim, and I figured out how to do during my sim driving time. So I haven't taken my skill yet from the simulator and brought it back to real life, but I am 100% confident that I can do exactly what I've just done here in game in my real car, and 100% I intend to do so when I get my car back out to some future events in real life. Radar 1987, by the way, comments Last Frost from Twitch. Your Friday stream, yeah, thank you. Said I would catch you at 7 p.m. Monday. Been here, just haven't said anything. Well, it's good to know you're out here. Thank you for tuning in. Magical, you got to run. All right, good to see you. Thanks for hanging. Plays beautiful 180SX, red and gold match so well. I'm all about that red and gold. Absolutely. I've been running that combination of colors for probably 5 years. I might switch it up. I'm thinking about doing something kind of crazy and actually busting out like red with white wheels and then taking, here I can give you visual aid, because this is something that just has to be seen to be understood. So like on a 180, you know how like from the body panels up, from the glass up, it's I'm thinking about actually painting all of that white, getting white wheels and then doing a white livery to match. Something that I haven't really seen anybody do, and I think it would be very interesting. So that's kind of a fun little project that I'm mulling on and trying to see just how do I feel about it, because it's a big change, but I think it would look pretty rad. Liam with the super there, or the sticker, thank you, my friend. I appreciate your support. Baza, you've been smoking and driving. I can see it in your eyes. I no comment. Got a little bit of the sim chill going on, we'll say. Tavon, anybody using 4 bass shakers to simulate tires and wheels and whatnot? That would be really cool. I do know there's a product that I think is called a butt kicker, but it's basically that. It's a bass speaker that you can use to have it simulate tires going off, shifts, etc. I haven't seen anybody using 4. That's a cool idea. But what I have seen, like I know from personal experience that you can feel the front tires through the steering wheel, and so that actually is pretty similar to real life. The back tires you actually feel in the seat. You feel it down in like your hips and your butt, but when like the tires spin in the back, you will feel that, or when the car like squats and shifts to like go into a drift, you feel that like down in the back and bottom of the seat. So I actually think that you wouldn't need 4 to get a pretty realistic feeling. Like, there's not many times that I'm sliding just one rear tire, for example, or just one front tire. Like, if you get understeer in the front, it's both tires. If you get oversteer in the back, it's both tires. So I think that probably just having one would be adequate. That said, I haven't tried it. I'd like to. Sim chill. Nah, it's good. I actually haven't had the opportunity to do very much smoking. It's just been legalized in the past couple of years where I live, but I haven't tried it. Not recreationally, but medically, and apparently it's pretty easy to obtain a medical like card or what have you. Maybe someday. Sim Invader, butt kickers or whatever, you're not a fan? Tell me about it. I don't know a whole lot about them. One of my folks that I talk to online says that they're amazing. Everybody else, I haven't heard too much. Dieter says, my friend had a setup of 2, and his neighbors from below kept complaining. Yeah, that was kind of one of my concerns. It's like, are they loud, or do they just like make like that bass sound that you hear in cars that are playing their music really loud? Because I usually do my sim driving and my streams when my family is asleep, so I would hate to irritate everybody. We at least own our house out here, and we don't have anybody that lives like above or below. It's just us, so that's kind of handy. One of the benefits of, I guess, being in the middle of the US where houses are not that expensive and there's a little bit of extra room. Danny, sorry for blocking on 360 from Tetra. Not a problem. That was actually pretty cool. I ended up doing a 360 as well, so it was neat that we ended up just doing one. Some says they're loud. If you live with somebody, they won't like it. Okay. I'm gonna have to look up some reviews. Like, I'm not really planning on buying one anytime soon. If the company wanted to work with me to do a review or something like that and find a way to, you know, subsidize the cost of that a little bit, I'd be a lot more interested. But for the time being, it's just something in my, like, it'd be fun to try category. The motion rig route. Oh man, it's kind of the same thing. It'd be really cool to try. I am not super keen on spending that much money. If I'd ever decide to like stop drifting in real life, then the cost of building a nice motion rig would not be a big deal, because real drifting is expensive. But up until we reach that point, I will probably save my money and not actually do that. Alright, we're back. We're back at 152 views. Got heaps of people hanging out, and we are about ready for track change, actually. So, I'm gonna get started on doing track change. You guys can hang with me while I do that. We can enjoy a little bit of the Sports Lane Yamanashi and other random clips. But just know that I'm going to be slightly distracted while I get this figured out. And promptly here in about 10 minutes, say, we'll switch over to our new track. I'm actually going to exit server 1. So everybody, there's a spot open in a nice red S13 for a few minutes, which I'll then take back when we do our track change. Meanwhile, I do enjoy jamming out to these lo-fi beats. I actually recently learned how to manage my own servers. It's not as hard as I would have thought. For a long time, I would partner with other members of the Assetto community to basically have them deal with that, and it was just one less thing that I had to figure out. But I wanted to be able to bring my own servers and like my own spin and have full control over the whole process to you guys. So that is a thing I've learned. And yes, you get to hear wonderful little Windows noises as I update these couple of things. Sorry about that. Almost done. I like this song. we should have the servers about ready to roll. Bro, you'll try to join the server this time? Right on. My Epic, what is up? Finally caught a stream. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. You've actually just caught us at track change, so it's a good time. We were running the Clutch Kickers track, which is based out of Florida. We're now going to a fictitious track, Tomodachi Kartland, which is a pretty fun little fake track. What's the sparkling in the background clips? I'm sure I missed whatever it was. If it's a clip like this, it's actually people's cell phones kind of doing the wave as Formula Drift Texas as the cars go by. Clutch Kick Motorsports, the soundtrack. So this is actually Harris Heller's Stream Beats. It's copyright-free music intended for streamers, and Harris is a great guy in the streaming community. He is on Twitch, he is on YouTube as well. His channel is called Alpha Gaming on YouTube, and if you're into content creation, I recommend you check him out. He's just a cool dude. Also, he's trying to learn Japanese, which is always something I give people extra props for. I need to DM him or send him some Japanese message and see if he can read it. I don't know how many others are out there, but Server 101 is totally something I'd watch. Oh, a Group A server too. Yeah, so I wanted to learn how to do server management so that I could make some videos on how to do it, because I feel like there aren't that many solid, just solid tutorials on that are video based. And if you enjoy video based content, I think I'm going to have the video for you once I get it set up. It's actually not so hard to do though. Kraleos, give up for Friday for today. Yeah, man. Well, hopefully you can find some practice opportunities, and we'll be able to do this again. Nicolaj, in Sim, I don't drift a whole lot besides the S13. I have a little bit of a desire to practice stuff that feels most similar to my real car, so that the next time I drive my real car, I'll be at my best. And so rather than train myself to do stuff that's perhaps different than what I'm most accustomed to, I want to really get very skilled at driving cars that feel like what mine does. And so I think that the S13 feels the most similar. That said, I don't really mind to drive other cars. I just lately I've been on a kick for this S13. Okay, I've just got to get logged back in here so that we can update the servers. Essentially, you populate a couple of INI files that tell the servers what cars are going to be on it and what track to run. And then in a separate spot, you give it the base info to look for on each user's computer to make sure that they're running all the proper stuff. And that's all that there is to it. You can load all that stuff in, and then you can just start and restart the server to have it pick up the changes. So we're going to restart both of these servers right now, and then I'll have to post in the Discord the password to join them here in just a moment. I'm going to make sure that everything is kosher and comes over correctly. Clutch Kick tagged me on Insta. I'll check that out. I'll drop a like on it once I get off the stream here. Alari, so at the moment I live in the middle of the USA. Phil, I also want to learn to host servers. Please make the video. We'll do it. Absolutely. Throwing some tandems on the server is so much fun. And we're halfway there, right? We are just going to switch over to our second one. So I'm going to hop in. Let me make sure that I have the password correct. I think it's this. We'll see. Seems like everything's loading. So that's always a good sign. And we're just taking a short intermission before we get back to shredding. All 26 cars loaded in. And unexpected error. Interesting. Okay, so I have to double check my settings here. Hold tight for just a moment while we figure out what the missing piece is. That doesn't sound ideal. There's a small chance that I'm not going to be able to run this track. We'll have to see. Yeah, interesting. What have we messed up? I bet it's not going to work. So while that spins up and attempts to work, I'll start planning my backup. Oh, the joy of live streaming. The show must go on, folks. Okay, so the server is not working. Not sure why that is. I'm going to try one more time, and then we're going to switch tracks to something else entirely, if it still does not work. That's the correct server information. So we've got that. We're going to restart the servers one more time. And we're just waiting on that restart to take. Appreciate your patience here. Hold tight. I'm going to try it one last time. And it takes a while for it to load, right? Because there's 26 cars, and even though you're only joining in one of those 26 cars, it actually checks the data that you have, I guess. Like, it verifies that you have the models for all 26 cars. So we're at car 24, car 25, car 26. And unexpected error. Okay, so spoiler alert, we are not going to be running Tomodachi Kartland because it seems untenable. And it is breaking my computer. That is unfortunate, but sometimes stuff happens, and I'm cool with it. So, just enjoy the groovy tunes, the stream beats, while we find another track. Probably reconfigure how many cars are on it. It'll only take me a few minutes. And to the couple of people who got practice in prior to this, my apologies. Sorry about your luck. That sucks, but it is the way it is. Let's see. What's something everybody probably has? Derpin Hill. Yeah, we might could do Derpin. Not Meihan. Fair enough. We can do not Meihan, that's fine. I mean, a classic option for me is probably Sumisudo Kart. It's not the nicest looking. 28 pits. That will make it pretty easy to do. Let's do Sumisudo Kart. because I don't have to change very much about that. And hopefully it'll work. If not, we may find out that something in my INI file is jacked, but Content Manager will build the INI files for me, so it's usually a non-issue. If somebody wants to hop into Mod Spreadsheet in the Discord and get the link for SumiSudo Cart and post it up into AC General or something like that, that would be kind of handy. Let's see. So I'm going to try this. That'll take care of server number 1. Laura Gordon and Colton NC, thank you all for sending it and joining the KameTrick Drift crew. We're just getting our second server set up. We experienced a little bit of what they call technical difficulties, but we're going to be past that soon, I believe. And at that point, we can come send it once again here in Assetto Corsa. Alright. So, we have just changed tracks over yet again. I'm going to restart the servers yet again. I mean, it gives you an idea. If you've already populated your server with a bunch of different tracks and cars, it's actually not so difficult to do. I hate that it has delayed me by a few minutes here, and I hate to make you guys wait. Y'all are being great, patient. Actually, the stream's doing better than ever, so I really appreciate your support and understanding there. Let's see if this works. If this doesn't work, then I will know for sure that I have some manner of issue with my INI file, but I've just rebuilt it, so I think it's going to be fine. So we're loading in car 5, 6, 7, car 15, 16, 17. Perhaps the map had the incorrect number of pit slots. Oh boy, it is dark as can be on this track. So I did manage to load in, which is great. It is pitch dark though. So we should probably do something about that. Hold tight for just a moment. I need to go into the server settings and adjust the time. This track does not have night lighting, which makes it a bad time. I think that that'll do. I love to do night drifting with Content Manager and Soul. However, I'm not really able to do that if the track does not have night lights. Okay, so we are updating the time on the track to not the middle of the night. That is done. We'll restart servers one more time. I hope one more time. I'll post password as soon as I verify that a track actually works and is not completely dark. I want to make sure that I'm able to get in, get a car, because a surprisingly common thing is for these Matsuris to be so packed that I can't get into my own Matsuri unless I start it under a password lock. It's kind of difficult for me to stream if I'm not able to get into my own servers. So, we're going to load in one more time, and then Forsberg will get the win. Sumisudo Kart is a classic tandem track. I really enjoy it. It is a third gear entry, mostly second gear track. Very wide flowing turns. It's excellent for tandem. We are loaded in, so that is great. I will go into the Discord and post the password, and then we can all shred. Jaeger, thank you for posting the link. And there's the password. I will see you all in here shortly. And as we spin up the server full of drifters, 26 of them to be precise, we can take a look at this track. Go 9 drivers, 10 drivers, 11 drivers. We're just popping in. Everybody is ready. I love it. We got 161 viewers. We are shredding. 126 likes. Do not forget to hit that like button, guys. Thank you for your patience. We will now resume our regularly scheduled drift programming. Please keep your tray tables and seat backs in the upright position until we land on someone's door. Here's the track. I'll give you a quick look as I wait for everything to load in. There we go. So as you can see, Sumisudo Kart is nice, it's wide, it's flowy. Most of the turns are pretty long, and that is very conducive to good tandem. So one of the things that I get asked a lot is, like, how do I start trying to learn how to tandem? And the key ingredient, in my opinion, is simplicity. You need a great lead driver, and you need a simple track where you can really focus on your driving and not worry about having to do highly complex technical maneuvers. So for example, the Ebisu Minami jump, not where I would try to practice tandem. Honestly, Drift Playground is a great place. What you're looking for are courses where all the turns are roughly the same speed, the turns are similar radius, and if possible, the turns last a while. The longer that you're in a turn in the same direction, the more time you have to get used to getting up onto another guy's door and kind of like position your car around and really feel out, okay, if he does this, I have to do that, and begin to build all those connections in your mind and like the muscle memory to put you in position to successfully complete more challenging tandems, whether it's because the lead car is less stable and less consistent, or because the course itself is just harder to do. But you can see we've got some trains going through here already. So let's get to it. Magical loving the stream, so chill with the music, thank you. Yeah, Bailey, welcome. You made a live stream. Glad to have you. Evolve asking for Toge comps. I need some judges, but yeah, that could be a thing. Smithers, this is the first track I ever tried to drift on Assetto. This is a great place to start. I love this track. We are all in with our 25 drivers, plus me. I think I'm like car 0, possibly. I was gonna try to pull in with Manji. That didn't work. I'll tell you guys a little bit about this track. So it's mostly second gear. This is one of the turns where I sometimes like to shift up to third and use the extra wheel speed to make it around that section. But after that, you lock in to these second gear, not terribly quick sweepers. And you just ride these around. The only thing that's challenging about this course is that it's got these walls. And if you tap up into the wall, it can be a bad time. You go up to third through here, throw a big reverse entry or whatever's your poison. I did a little bit too big a one and hit the wall. And then that wraps us around back to the start of the track. It is a really fun flowing track. Koenigsegg, yes. I am going to be on for until about 4, so about at least an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and a half. Sean, I don't think I got into the Toge challenge. I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I just do, like, I'm not the grid chief for it at the moment, so Micro on the Discord is the guy to talk to about that. Jaeger, thank you for helping out Kuro Okami, the Black Wolf. Basically, yes, you can join the server. Everything you need to know is in the Discord, which is linked down in the description. And what you're going to need to do is get everything that's listed in the KT announcements channel. Taking a little bit of a grassy detour there. So if, for example, through here I actually shift up to third, I like to do that on the transition right here, right out to the wall, foot brake, and then downshift back to second in that deceleration zone, using a ton of angle to slow the car. The more angle that your car has, the more engine power it takes to keep it sideways, and the reason for that is because the tires are creating a lot of drag, especially the rear tires. As a result, if you reduce engine power, you can actually slow the car down really effectively. There's your backwards entry. I'll do another one, just for kicks. Try not to get too far out to that wall. Or this wall. Oh, we tapped it. That was pretty rowdy. Digging it. Got an S15 chasing us. Getting some solid proximity. I'm impressed with the caliber of our European sim drifting community here. Digging it. So far, anytime that I do more than like one lap, somebody gets onto my door and pretty much hangs out there. I'll do a little bit more calm and collected entry this time so that I don't put anybody in a horrible spot as a chase driver. So there's different ways to attack this track, and I don't claim to be a master of them, but generally what I do is I throw the car in. Whoa, that's too close to the wall, I'm mad about it. I throw the car in with a fair bit of aggression, but I don't go all the way out to the wall. I kind of throw it in midline, and then I let it float out to the wall, and so I'm a little bit gentle on throttle until I get as far out towards the wall as I want, and then I really lean into it and give it full throttle. Kind of like that. Looks like Vitali got the FC again. So we'll see if I can't catch up to him here in probably by the end of this lap. Although if I cut the track immensely or if he wipes out, it'll be a moot point. Now this is a lot longer of a track than the previous track we were on, the Clutch Kickers track out in Florida. So as a result, you can have a lot more empty, like, free track to drive on. Oh, that's a wall. So hopefully I'll have some free moments where I can goof off and do some tricks. We shall see. Astro, what is up? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. First Game Basis, what's up? Thank you for checking out the chat and the stream. I like your username, that's rad. Irish Wrecker. Hey man, I was watching your videos on how to drift for beginners, but my wheel is a little stiff. Is there a video of me going through settings? So if you have a Fanatec wheel, my settings will help, but I don't have a full video on that. However, in our Discord community, which is linked in the video description, we actually have a settings dash Logitech, Thrustmaster, and Fanatec channel. There's a channel for each of those where we post up some of our preferred settings from our regulars. Bailey, I'll be driving for at least another hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm familiar with Club FR, yep. You can search it up in Content Manager. Just search for KameTrick. There's no way that you'll not find it. There's 2 servers. They each have 26 pit slots, and they're running Sumisudo Kart 2018. We are catching up quickly to Neff in the 350Z. Who perhaps doesn't know this track. Riding the wall there. I was gonna go for the 360, but that's clearly not an option at this point. So we'll just pull in behind whoever's out on track and do some driver evaluation. I like to see how everybody's driving on a given track. Maybe take in some of the differences in styles. We're going to use a little wall tap to transition just for kicks. Alright, so got our first driver here, and of course he is tandeming behind somebody else, so it might be a little difficult to evaluate driving. We've got like an omnibus or something to that effect. Oh, as I caught the wall, too focused on the lead to watch where I was going at that point. And TRL. Pretty solid chase runs going on here. Looks like he got a little bit too much angle, got into that slow spin, and decided to teleport to pits. Usually when I find myself in that situation, one of 2 things will happen. If I'm too aggressive and I notice too late, then I'm kind of stuck and I teleport to pits as well. But sometimes I see it in time and I can clutch in for maybe a, I don't know, 3/10 of a second or a quarter second, something like. And then that will allow me to do a tiny angle stall, catch the front. Nice wall ride. That was too tough for me to follow. Catch the spin and then clutch kick back out of it. So I slowed the car down, but not so much that it's going to wreck the train behind me, assuming that the guy behind me like knows how to adjust and is paying attention. Wow, that was an interesting choice. Just got body slammed. And we're gonna dodge that S15. It was not teleporting to pits. Oh, finally did. Got myself a little too far inside here. We were able to make it work. Little bump. Just to let you know I'm back here, hanging out with you. Nice, not bad, not bad. Our second car is doing a very solid job of adjusting to what looks to be a difficult to follow. Yeah, I was kind of right in the grass there, couldn't do a whole lot. Looks to be a difficult to follow lead. That was good. There was a case right there where I transitioned to a little too much angle, detected it, clutched in for just a second, and then did a clutch kick afterwards to do the minimum amount of deceleration that would still result in my car not actually spinning out. Oh, that's a wipeout. I'm ready to follow some new people. So if you were behind me, nothing personal, but I'm going to be teleported to pits, in and out. Danny, thanks Ben for giving us European people the chance to slide with you. Gonna take a break because my back hurts a little and I need a smoke. Right on, dude. Yeah, it's my pleasure. I wish I could do this more. Any opportunity that I get, though, to do a stream at a time that works for you all, I'm totally down. I'm gonna try and support my my viewers all around the world to the degree that I can. Harima BR and Kuro Okami as well. The password is located in the Discord's announcements channel. So it's called KT Announcements. It's one of the top channels, and it's posted in there. The price of admission is really just that you become a member of our Discord. If you don't use it outside of checking in every Friday or whenever we're doing a European bash as well, you know, that's totally cool. But I promise you, there's a rad community of car guys in there. Over 4,000 people that are into toge, that are into drifting, that are into sim as well as real life drifting, and it's just fun to party with everybody. Alright, I am waiting on someone to come around. Here's a lone driver. Let's see if we can catch up. And it is an 8.6. So I haven't really followed 8.6s too much. A lot of the servers that I run, well, the servers that I have visited prior to running my own, don't have 8.6s enabled. They're a little slower, so they can take a little more work to like adapt to. But let's just see. Well, it's a moot point. Alright, so we have got to catch someone else to drive with. Here's Neff again. We've got two cars coming by. There's one, and there's two, and now we can go. Let's see what kind of chase run we can put together here with Neff. That's not a great start on my part. Okay, here we go. We're gonna dive in kind of tight and e-brake, sort of pinch off our line so that we can get in position. So my feedback for Neff would be that it might be a turn there where you want to use more throttle if your car can handle it. If you're running out of gearing, then that's a turn where you're going to want to be shifting up into third on the transition. The whole rest of the track is second gear and it's pretty straightforward. But that one turn is pretty fast. It's one of the more challenging turns on the track. Be interesting to see what you opt to do here as well. Okay, looks like that's gonna be just not do the big turn, and that's perfectly okay. So if you're learning a track, or if you're just learning to drift in general, what I recommend to people is you want to break the track down into its component parts. So like every track is going to have some really hard sections, and then it's going to have some pretty easy sections. And when you're learning a track, especially as a beginner, my recommendation is not to worry so much about doing the hard, like high-speed entry into a hairpin, for example. Like that's the last thing you should worry about doing. Pick a couple turns that are the same speed roughly, that flow really well, work on linking them, and then when you can do that, expand it by another turn in this direction or this direction, until all that's left is that hardcore entry. And it's kind of a nice way to make progress and grow your skill without getting really frustrated at how annoying it can be to do that really hard first turn. That's about to be round 2. You down to lead, FB Mods? Alright, let me find you. Where you at? You'll have to let me know what you're driving. Oh, I see you. You're in the chaser. Except I'm gonna be the chaser. Alright, here we go. I know that there's like a 30-second delay on YouTube, so I hope we don't get hit. Okay, cool. We left enough room. Well done. So let's see what kind of chase run we can put together here with FB Mods leading in that chaser. I'm curious to see how he handles this section of the track. Oh, way out to the wall, which is great. Less angle than I would have used. But not bad, not bad. Because everyone has their own style of transitioning. Oh, that was too much on my part. It's interesting to up to third to kind of see what everybody's doing. Okay, we are getting locked in. Riding that left foot brake with FV. Ooh. Yeah, he brakes at a little bit different times than I normally do. Which makes for an interesting chase. But it's fun. That's part of the fun of drifting. My car gripped up a little bit mid-corner, and that kind of threw everything else off after that. Oh no. That's fine. That was good, Chase. Let's see who else we can drive with. I want to try driving with Dan Oak. Just gotta wait for a clear piece of track to join. Looks like there's a clear opportunity coming up right here. We'll dodge somebody who just wiped in. He is quick. Look at him go. That was a great transition. That was more of an average transition. It feels so good when you get it right. There we go. Just the way that the cars move around each other. Well, everybody's got a way different style than me for that straightaway. I don't get as much angle on it, but I build up more speed, and so I have to foot brake into the turn. Otherwise, I'll just destroy the concrete wall. Oh, too much. Angle stalled it. Thank you to my chase drivers for not taking me out. I mean, technically it's your job not to, but I shouldn't have done that to you. That was lame. You gotta take responsibility for your mistakes and try to improve on them for sure. Alright, so knowing that Dan Oak is gonna go for this like wide transition, I still need third gear in order to make it work. But that went a lot better. Now that I've seen a lap and kind of have a feel for the driving. Wow! And a big old backwards entry. I wasn't ready. Hop into video chat for just a moment while I catch up with real chat. Neff. Yeah. Just a few basics to work on, not a problem. Happy to have you here. Keep on shredding, man. Van Bueller changing cars. Sean, when do I use left foot brake? Excellent question. And FV mod's not my best. You know, it comes and goes. I never have my best runs either on stream. It feels like 500 also down to lead. Very cool. I'll look for you. We'll go out here pretty soon. Who have I missed? So I might have missed, but yeah, I've missed a few. Guillermo, Irish Wrecker, who was active in chat, Sean, Nicholson, Vlad F, Desari, and most recently Maz as well. Thank you for sending it and joining the KameTrick Drift crew. We are, like, it's a drift channel, and it's drifters without borders. Cars are a universal language. Love of drifting and having fun with them is a thing. And so that's what I'm all about. As you can see, I drift in real life. This is my car here. It's a 1991 Nissan 240SX or S13. I have been drifting it for, goodness, maybe 17 years, for a long time. And I'm happy to bring my real life experience perspective into the sim and gaming scene as well. And just go shred and run some outside lines like that. I edited these clips, so I know what happens. Spoiler alert. Okay, we're gonna get back into it. FV, first time on track? Gotcha. Yeah, it's an easy track, but it's actually easy to like get too much angle and wipe as well. Alright, so 500's down to lead. Also in an S13. FV in second. I will make up the third car. Just for variety's sake. It's always nice to get to show you guys watching the stream tandem trains from a little farther back. You can appreciate the methods that FV is going to use to attack in the chase position. Because the cars, ooh, pretty solid punt there. We'll catch back up over here. Because FV has a different car entirely, we may or may not find some challenges in terms of what it's like to follow. And he goes for the pass, so the roles will be reversed. The reality of what we're going to be watching and doing has not changed. I'm just going to stay in second because I don't trust that everybody's going to move up into third gear there. I guess that's just a me thing. Now this will be interesting. 500 is in the exact same car as me with the exact same paint too. So there is no excuse for my driving here. I mean, granted, he could have applied a tune, but honestly, these cars drive really well just right out of the box. So the question is, how well can I sync up my driving to his? When you're learning how to tandem, I've said this before, but it's something that people always appreciate hearing on stream, so it's kind of one of the regular things I mention. You need to know how to drive the track yourself, in my opinion. Like, it's helpful. And we all wiped. That's okay. We'll go again. You need to know how to drive the track yourself, and you're going to use that as your sort of like base map if you were tuning, to make an analogy. So you're going to drive the track however you would normally drive it. And then you're going to observe the lead car from enough distance that if they do something that you don't expect, you're not going to destroy your car and hit them. Once you have done a couple of laps like that with them, at least one, and sort of been able to say, okay, this is how I drive, I'm watching the differences, and I'm picking up, okay, they're faster than me here, they use more angle than I do in this turn, they do a backwards entry here, or they manji when I link the straight because I have more power, or something like that. You know, you measure the differences between the cars and the drivers and the driving styles, and once you're pretty confident in that, once you've observed them for a lap or two, or if you already know them, that works too, that's when you really lock in for your proximity and you get after it for a good tandem run. That for me is kind of the ideal scenario for how you learn to tandem. I think 500 is probably struggling a little bit with these WDT Street cars because they make traction in a different way than the Death Wish cars do, especially, in my opinion, the S13 Coupe. I feel like it is a very, it's a very grippy car. It's got a lot of rear traction, and because of that, you have to transition it in a certain way. And if your transition is a little bit weaker, then there's a chance that that rear is going to grip up. Oh, my bad. That was me. And then if the rear grips up, it can just throw you off for the rest of your transition. Let's follow Al Phoenix Gaming here. In the R32. Eric, yes, the Rare Monday stream. We are at it again. And we have got a train off the line. It's going to be instant chaos. I just know it. Already I've given Al Phoenix Gaming a pretty solid bump there. It's my fault. It looks like he's angle stalled. Parked it. So that opens the door to then catch up, I think it was Swank. Swank's gonna skip around and try and get proximity by cutting through the grass. I find that doesn't work so hot for me. I just don't time it right, I suppose. So next up is Manji, D1, chasing Vitali. We'll make up some ground on this straightaway, shifting directly into third and going full grip. Man, I punked. Zwank, sorry about that. I get the impression that Zwank is still learning tandem. which is totally fine. Again, you have to practice in order to learn, and there is no learning without mistakes. I make plenty of them myself. For example, if I was even better at tandem, I would have been able to follow him without bonking into him so quickly. But at the moment, my skill set is more built around following people that drive a little bit more similar to me, a little bit more consistent. So even I'm working on how can I be an even better chase driver? How can I work even better with the lead car, etc. All over that door. That feels good. So when do you left foot brake? That was a question I saw in chat. Other people may have different theories on this, so all I can really give you is when do I left foot brake. I can't speak for all the different techniques out there. If you're running solo, you left foot brake when you need to run a wall, especially in a turbo car. Oh man, I tried to go up to third and he slowed down to the point that third gear was unusable. I should have predicted it. I did not. It's my fault. But yeah, if you're trying to run a wall, basically you get to be mid-corner, you get really settled, and you're using it to just slightly let off on to basically slightly slow the car down. Almost like slightly letting off the throttle. It's just that, especially for turbo cars, that allows you to keep the car in boost, whereas letting off the throttle does not. But really the question has everything to do with when do you left foot brake in tandem. Some people are a lot more comfortable about this than me, but me personally, I left foot brake in tandem mid-corner, and corner exit only. I do not left foot brake on initiation or during a transition. Oh, got a wall tap there. Looks like everybody else did too. So basically, some people are comfortable like this, like they'll ride the left foot brake in on a transition, and that freaks me out. I'm not really into that. I've done it before in sim. It's not really something I like to do in real life. And the reason for that is your corner initiation, or if you're already drifting, your transition phase is the most dangerous phase of a turn. So the odds that somebody's going to throw too much angle and spin, or grip up, or hit the brakes way more than you're expecting for like entering a turn, all of that is the highest. The risk is the highest at the transition or at the entry to the turn. I'm going to show you guys my third gear entry. It's faster, although it ended up not being faster. That was weird. Still, I pull on people during the straight. It's a little different. Oh, we actually transitioned with a wall tap, and then we did a nose grind along the wall there. That was sick. Got into a tiny angle stall, was able to let off and then clutch kick out to save it. I couldn't do it then though. I was looking at the chase car for a moment, and it just distracted me entirely from the fact that my car was still picking up a tiny bit of angle a tiny bit more than it should. So yeah, I'll have to demonstrate that left foot brake thing a little bit more when I get a chance. Florin, how close are these mods to real life? So I have a car that makes around 310 horsepower and about the same foot-pounds of torque. And I think that the WDT Street Pack feels very similar to my real-life car. It's got a Parts Shop Max, big angle kit on it. Otherwise, adjustable arms, coilovers. It does have a nice diff. It's not a welded diff, it's a two-way carbon clutch. But it's a pretty simple build, you know. I mean, basically coilovers, adjustable arms, angle kit, and then something to make power, which in my case is an engine swap. Some people add NOS, some people just get a chassis that's totally capable of being able to, you know, to run decently without an engine swap, like a Corvette or a Mustang here in America, or maybe a BMW e-chassis in Europe. 350Z if you're into Japanese cars. So that's it. And I think that the way that the WDT street cars feel in transition is very similar to how my car feels. Is it completely the same? No. But I guess the way I look at it is I don't chase perfection on paper. I chase the feel of a vehicle. And so for me, the way that the car feels is close enough that other things are a bigger problem as far as realism is concerned. So the way the car handles and feels is close enough that for me the bigger problem is that I don't have a motion rig, for example. I don't have G-forces. Like, that's more of a priority in terms of it doesn't feel right than the way the car actually transitions. I'm a huge fan of the WDT Street Pack for that reason. Let's see. Jaeger, you're out, man. Thank you for your support and helping out the chat. You do want to be on throttle when you are left foot braking to keep up wheel spin. Absolutely. Arcade, when am I gonna fix the handbrake? That's gonna be like, I don't know. I don't think I want to make a shirt that says that, but if I make merch, that's like definitely a channel meme. LJ Production, what is up? And that Y32, I see you. Being a little nervous, that's fine, man. It's a thing. It's all good. I've got a stream curse as well. When I'm behind people on stream, they always mess up. Ashy Toast, talking to Phil, putting off getting a handbrake to focus on learning the basics. Yep, you can do that. Handbrake is really, really handy, pun intended, for tandem. It's not so necessary for a lot of tracks. I have played WRC9. Yep, I picked it up. Sean, the server's mega wild. Yes, indeed. We're having some great tandems. This is so fun. Audi is mapped to 250 brake horsepower, PEX engine. That's nice. Dig it. Alright, who can I follow? Let's follow Malavi on 500. You'll have to let me know what you think of the difference between the RX-7 and the WDTS S13. I feel like the DWG cars, the Death Wish garage cars, pick up angle and snap to angle and are less stable at medium angles than the WDT street cars are. But it's hard to say, like, is it the chicken or the egg, in the sense that the car influences how you drive, and so it could be that I'm just not driving the way that the cars like to be driven because of driving the other pack. We'll see how long 500 hangs with Malavi Drift Squad. And maybe I'll get an opportunity to try following Malavi directly as well. We'll see. He's got nice proximity to the wall though. He's out there. I'm going for the pass. being a little cautious on these first transitions to feel out if he's going to brake at a place that I don't usually. So far so good. Again, I'm going to stay in second here, so I might get gapped. So I'm not a heap faster than me, but oh, definitely faster than I went. That was gnarly wall riding. Very good. I may have caught the back of his bumper just a little bit there. Oh, we're in the grass. I'm gonna bail. My bad. Holy crap, look at this train. Oh no, dirty tires. Trying to spin me out. This right here is what the KameTrick World Drift friends are all about. We got drivers from all over the place, shredding, putting down laps, filling the track up with smoke. I actually have my smoke mod turned down a little bit. At 0%, or like at a setting of 0, it's pretty thick, opaque smoke. It's just custom shaders patch smoke. I have a video where I talk about it. It's in my install CSP video if you're interested in getting like what I've got. But I have it turned down to like maybe -10 or -20, just to make it a little bit easier to see, because it gets rowdy when you're the fourth car back and you can't see anything. Right on the wall. I'm sure I gave it a tap. That was great. But yeah, to kind of bring up something I got a little bit distracted from talking about, it's that left foot braking. So mid-corner I will use it. And if you watch my pedal cam, you'll actually see that. You'll see me do that. You'll see that, like, right here, I'll transition, and then when the car gets steady, this is the point where if I was going to, I'm too far away right now, I would deploy left foot brake. Again, here, I'm going to wait. Oh, I got taken out. And the reason for that is, if you think about it, if you're in transition and your foot's over here, as long as you're in drift, it's fine. You know, as long as you're going from here to here, it's fine. But what if the lead car throws a shallow angle and then you're kind of stuck? They pull e-brake. Well, you can't pull e-brake. You have to go over here and clutch in to get to the e-brake, right? So what ends up happening, for me personally, I feel a lot safer with essentially hovering over e-brake or being ready to use e-brake on the transition at the early phase of the corner. As soon as we're locked in and we're just going around the turn, that's when, if I'm really close, I'm going to be a lot more likely to use left foot brake. So it's just my personal style. Everybody's got their own, you know, way to go about it. So you can make your own takeaway. Oh no, I left the I left the video chat up. So this is a tradition you have been initiated into. It's always necessary for me to do a section where I'm talking about driving, and I leave the RTX 3070 graphics up. We'll just fix that for y'all. Unfortunately, the way that my setup is, I can't keep my chat window up while also keeping Assetto Corsa in focus, so I have no handbrake if I leave chat up. So at the moment, that is a risk I take. My bad, fan. I know, there's a delay on chat, so you guys don't know that I fixed it yet, but I have fixed it. Sorry about that. The professionalism that you come to see in a streamer right here. Come for the drifting, stay for the OBS fails. Showtime, let's roll. See what it's like to chase the Supra. Okay, we're gonna use the e-brake entry, I predict. Alright, maybe not the best. Look for some more people to follow. Hey, it's Grassroot Digital. We'll have to follow Grassroot for sure. So the chaser up ahead is one of my real-life drift friends from out here in the central USA. Actually, he's got an S14 running the KA still, although I think he's going to turbo it. It's got an S15 front end, and it is maroon, and you can see it. Oh, tempted. I kind of want to just go on by. Yeah, we'll do some tandems with Grassroot. My homeboy. Trying to work my way up there. It's going to take me a moment. But one thing that's nice is driving with people that you know what they drive like. Well, something took him out. I guess he had a wall hit. Not sure what that was. Alright, so we've got Manji, who's chasing the James Braun, creative, cute. And then looks like Haley in an R34 afterwards. And it's all a moot point. Here we go. I'll get back behind Grassroot. He's got a YouTube channel as well, Grassroot Digital, that is its name. Although, I've got to shame him because he's not been producing content regularly. Which is why the channel's not growing as much as it could. A struggle I'm very familiar with, but ultimately, he's got to make some more videos. He's got cool stuff that he does. We'll see. Ooh, spicy. It's relatively uncommon though, like there's a lot more people that drift that don't make really any content. Like they might post up a raw run or something, but they're not like telling the story of going to the event or the story of what it's like to be a drifter and all the prep and just like the good times and the bad, like what it would be like to be into this as a hobby in real life. So I feel like there's relatively few who do. And it's neat content. I do as well. Although I haven't made a real life drifting video where I was driving it a little bit, no thanks to COVID. And also no thanks to just how good drifting in Assetto is. Oh, I caught him. My bad. kind of out of formation there. So he got into the wall. John always lays down pretty good lead runs for me, though. And I'm certainly happy to push him around the track. Ride the wall here. We're going to tap it to transition. I always enjoy doing that. Big angle, and then angle stalled on purpose to decelerate for that zone. Out along the wall there again. I could have been a little deeper. Oh, and we threw too hard. And that's why I don't ride walls very much in my real card. If you throw a little too hard, you're kind of stuck. Oh man, good times. Bolusio, Kame, I think the FC is less grippy and easier to throw around. Truth. Struggling because I put longer gears on the 13? Oh yeah. Yeah, it barely, like it has enough, but if you put gears that are too long, it doesn't quite have what it takes to get around this track. So that makes sense. I think all of the Death Wish cars in general are easier to throw around. They're just a little bit less like gripped up for side bite. Paulius, what setting do you set up to instantly jump to pits? So I have a video called something to the effect of like, it's about how to install Content Manager. There's a software called Content Manager that you can use to manage all your mods, and if you use it, it unlocks some additional functionality that doesn't exist with the regular game. So you're able to get stuff like a teleport to pits button, for example, and a I don't know, more complex like lighting and windshield wipers and stuff like that. So anyway, if you install Content Manager, when you go to the configuration settings, I think there's one called, there's like Axis, and there's one called Buttons. And in there you can basically tell it to teleport to pits at the click of a button and bind that to your wheel, your keyboard, or whatever. Shadow Hunter, that is a hilarious typo. He says he runs the Kendas on Deathwish Garage for grip, but it came out as the Kansas, which is great. My phone always autocorrects Kenda to Kendra, so there you go. Fusion XD, what is up? The man who got me to finish my sim rig. And back to building my car. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for checking out the stream. I'm glad you had a chance to tune in. SJZBoy SL, what is up? Thank you for subbing. Also, shout out to Pinky, Maz, and Desarl, Vlad F as well. I think I shouted out some of you guys earlier. I'm just curious how we are doing, rocking and rolling. We've got 159 likes on the stream and 144 concurrent viewers, so thank you for that. Do not forget to take a second and hit like if you are enjoying what you got. Grassroot Digital, JCX's, I'm on a boat. Yep, those things are huge. Some say huge. JT Pro T300RS with a theta shifter is about 400 to 500 used, and yes, that is a great wheel for it. Hiatus, you're gonna heading out? Alright man, thank you for checking out the stream. It was great to have you aboard. FIFO, a wheel rim. A budget wheel rim? I mean, you can find like the most budget if you just search on eBay for like deep dish wheel or whatever. I've got a deep dish rim. It's not necessarily a budget rim. This is a JDM sort of option garage find, or up garage find, I mean. So you can't really see it on my light, but well, you can kind of see it. It's a Mazziore. It goes from like a green to a purple. You may or may not be able to see that, but basically like a deep cone wheel, if that's something you're into, might be a good start. You can find that stuff super cheap on eBay. They're not very strong, but for sim drifting you're not going to be like leaning on the wheel because there's no G-forces, so that could work. Otherwise, if you want something a little bit more legit, NRG and Grip Royal are both some cool companies to support. Danny with the super chat. Thanks for the great content. P.S. The Clutch Kickers tandem was insane. I only did 1 or 2 laps because the pressure was too big. Man, fair enough, but hopefully you can come back. I really hope I can do another one of these. Had a good time for my European friends, and we can shred again. In the meantime, though, I really appreciate your support and coming out and watching the stream and driving with us today. Thank you. Marco, the password is located in the Assetto Corsa server. So if you look in the description, join the KameTrick Discord. Sorry, I called it the Assetto Corsa server. Look in the description, join the KameTrick Discord, go to the KT announcements section, and the most recent post, because I'm the only one that really posts in there along with my mods, is the server password. Yep, Bailey, I'm still going. We're going to be rocking and rolling for at least the next 20 or 30 minutes. We got a little bit while. Rob, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll see you guys again. I'm just stoked everybody came out and is packing the server and is packing the stream, blowing up the algorithm. Oh, Shadowhunter's out here. Let's go, Shadow. Lead the way, my dude. Whoop. Shadowhunter in the closer of the 2 blue HR Skyline R34s. He's one of my moderators in the KT Discord, and also one of the more knowledgeable Assetto Corsa modders that I am acquainted with. And I just assassinated him for no reason, sorry. I should know better than to get very close to the 4th car back in a tandem train. Hey, and now we're just on a train with some of my homies here. We've got Grassroot Digital, Real Life Drifter, based out of Arkansas, that I drive with in person. We've got Shadow, one of my mods, and a guy that I drive with frequently. Wow, that was spicy. We were able to get hard onto the brakes and save that from being a tragic tandem accident. I have a rule that in general I don't do like backies and 360s when I'm leading somebody, at least in person. I'm a little bit more whatever on the sim. Oh, got a big hit. A little bit of a ping issue there. Hey, now if you made it, you linked the whole track. Congrats, man. Well done. Julian Wolf, imagine having a computer good enough to not leg out during a Drift Matsuri. Fair enough. Foxman, hope to tandem with you one day when I buy a new and better gaming wheel. Yeah, I'll be happy to see you out on track. Hopefully we'll run into each other, but not really. Scracked. Shark Attack. Right, I remember. Shark Attack. I don't have a good wheel, so I might hop on with a controller for next stream. Yeah, man. If you want to give it a try, go for it. I feel like I wouldn't be very worth following, but I don't mind if you want to hop in and cut some laps for a little while. We'd be happy to have you. And I will at some point remember to pronounce your username right all the time. I got it this time. It's a start. So we are back with Malavi Drift Squad 500. Maybe now, with a little bit more normal gearing. Whoa, I'm all over the place. We'll have some more solid runs with the gents. But first. It's 360 time. Oh, we were right on the wall, but a little too close. So fun, though. Hey, it's Doomy. Doomy D. Let's see what you got. We're gonna send it. Okay. That's alright. Maybe a unlucky run that time. Okay, so FV Mods followed by Shadowhunter. Followed by yours truly. Let's see what we got. We got 2 boats and a soda can. In tandem here. Such aggressive braking out of Shadow. I was ready for it. Like, that's one of the funnest parts of tandem, is when you're coming up on a... You're like in the middle of a fast turn that's coming up to a decreasing radius turn, or a hairpin, and you are just blazing behind a lead car, and you know that there's a point where they're going to get hard on the brakes so that you guys don't fly off the track. Not really in a solid position for that follow. Seems like Shadow might be struggling a little bit with following FV. I'm not entirely sure. We'll try it again. I know that he's going to brake harder, so I'm going to wait a little bit more. And that worked better. Always tuning on like a sliding scale. How aggressive you are, how much you dive in, how much you wait off throttle during a transition to see how things play out. Like if you watch my pedal cam not during the next couple turns because it's all fast stuff. Oh, had a wall hit. Oh, I'm dead. Ooh, that's it. RIP. I actually was assassinated. Yikes. I'm going to lay down a lead run for grassroot because I'm a drift gentleman. Tandem is really fun. I know it's fun for you guys to watch as well. But it's also important to be kind to your fellow drifters. And lay down some lead runs for them. That said, because we packed the server so well, it's only a matter of time. Oh, we're in the wall, shoot. It's only a matter of time before I end up pulling up to somebody else to chase. I left it in third there. It was maybe a little much. Trying to let the train catch back up. Something happened back there that I didn't see, but I just know that they're all kind of far away. with the wall tap and into the back just about. That was pretty rowdy. Yeah, there we go. And Grassroot Digital is all over the side of the door. Kind of messed myself up there. That was my fault. There we go, nice predictable lead run. Can be a little bit cautious at mid-line here so that I don't go into the wall. But we still make it out there occasionally. Oh, beautiful, there we go. That is the entry that I've been looking for. Grassroot Digital caught the back corner of my bumper on that transition, and that's why I suddenly just stopped and gripped up. But that's not bad. That's the sort of problem you want to have when you are driving with friends and you don't mind to give each other little bumps. That's a good kind. Assuming you're not riding a wall. If somebody snags you when you're riding a wall, it can be kind of a rough situation. Got a bump there, tried to stay in it, did not work. Let's take a second and see what we're up to in the chat. Ashy Toast, you out. Alright, thank you for checking out the stream. I hope I like the setup, I appreciate that. Neff, 10 out of 10 dad joke, my kind of humor, you know it. Alepo, the Club Sport V2.5 is worth every penny. I think it's an amazing wheel, I'm very happy with it. I've had mine for probably a year and a quarter, year and a half. And I bought it used. It is solid as can be. It feels great in the hand. It's just a really, really nice wheel to be able to have. If my wheel broke, I would buy another one. I'm happy with it. Boyoyo, thank you for the sub, for sending it. Welcome to the KameTrick World Drift Friends, where we party every Friday on Livestream, and we have edited videos through the week as well. Today is a special stream where I'm hanging out with my European fans and crew. Flytrix, what do you think about the drift cars that come with the game? Are they any good? In the context of the other the other cars that come with the game, they're good. When you compare them to actual mod cars, no, I don't enjoy driving them at all. Honestly, they're just not very confidence-inspiring and very stable mid-corner at bigger angles, which is not how real drift cars are. If they're all you've got, absolutely use them, but if you can mod your Assetto Corsa, if you're on a PC, I would much rather do that any day of the week. I stab in face. Death Wish cars are a little too slippery for my taste. They seem only to be happy at max angle, which is kind of cool in terms of how it looks, but to actually drive them, I like to have a lot more finesse in terms of how I operate my car. So I like to be able to use all the different levels of angle, and so that's why they're not my number one pick. But I do think that they're a really solid pack, and they're interesting. Stance 97, I've learned so much from playing Assetto. Things I practiced was doing full laps without using handbrake and only relying on left foot braking. Yep. Handbrake usually causes you to surge toward the person in front of you. So, in general, the way that I look at it, and I guess depending on your car settings and brake bias and what you're doing with the controls, this could be different. But if you are chasing somebody, I feel like handbrake moves you to the outside. And I feel like foot brake moves you a little to the inside. It tightens up your line a little bit. So that's kind of the way that I tend to use them. But really, once you kind of know what you're up to, you don't really think about it. You just kind of do stuff. So, Sean, watching the community tandem is simply hypnotizing. Thank you. Yeah, we've got a rad crew out today. It's a good time. Psychowee's in the house, 2 hours late, but it's all good. Welcome, my friend. I'm going to be rocking and rolling for another, I don't know, 10-ish minutes. Just, cool. Just got a text from the fam. They're doing good. Ben's Classical World. This looks so real. Yeah, I know. This is the new 30A, the new 3090 RTX graphics card from NVIDIA, and it is it's so good. It's just like the real thing. My most recommended car pack is the World Drift Tour Street Pack. I really love that pack. LJ Production, I'm in front of you, car in the RX-7. Yeah, I saw you there. I'll have to follow you here in just a second. Not a fan of the 32? Fair enough. Tracks this Friday, so I will post those up probably Wednesday, as far as what tracks I'm going to do. Smoking tires, we're about to get into it. Flashing Cup tonight? Well, I guess it's the middle of the day. No, the Flashing Cup has got to get washed. I need to clean, do some dishes. One more before we roll. WS Sensa, really feeling the pressure when you are all over my door. Ondeas. Super fun driving with you. Love the stream. Greeting from Austria. You were doing excellent tandem. It was so fun to follow you. Like, the thing that, like, if you've been drifting for a while, you know this already. But the fact of the matter is, the amount of, like, proximity and confidence that the chase driver shows is directly related to how good the lead driver is. If somebody's all over the place, you can't get close to them. It's just too dangerous. You're just going to take them out. So you need a driver that's consistent. And I mean, there's two things, right? There's a good lead, and then also, to a degree, it's a lead that syncs up with your own driving style. It was great to follow you. I had an awesome time. So yeah, thanks for shredding. That was rad. Jeremy, happy Canadian Turkey Day. Fair enough, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving, I guess it is. What the new WDT car is that's coming out on the 17th. I don't, but I'm looking forward to it. C Toretto is in here as well. I will have to, oh, there he is. Right on, let's do it. Can I try drifting a Volvo? That would be rowdy. Let's go visit Toretto. I've seen a little bit of the content on the channel. Of course, people can probably set their usernames to whatever, so I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll give it a try here. Ooh, pulling out in front of traffic. I'm going to wait. Let those two go by. And hopefully I'll have an opportunity to get some tandems in the next couple of laps. So we're following FV Mods and TRL Hemi. Chaser, 180SX, and S13. The stream curse strikes FV Mods right away. We'll see if the stream curse attacks Hemi as well here. I should probably not talk about it because it's legit going to get into people's heads. Alright, so we are following Hemi. Transitioned a little too slow there and actually ended up behind him. It's always kind of unfortunate when you end up going from on somebody's door to like stuck behind them. So I don't know what that is. Okay. Now we are ready to catch up with Toretto. I'm going to use the dreaded bobsled technique here in the interest of good tandems. If y'all didn't know about the bobsled technique, you clearly didn't play Gran Turismo 2 and 3 and 4 as a kid. Alright, so we were following C Toretto in a Silvia S15. Never had the opportunity to drive with him before, I don't believe. probably due to time zone things. Nice solid lead run here. We'll see. I'm going to stay in second for the fast part. Oh, we got a little wall tap. That's okay. It's funny, the wall taps on this track don't really mess anything up. They just make you do a manji by accident. Alright, not bad. Now let's see how this works. It's going to be some e-brake late probably, and then a clutch kick back out. Similar technique to me, very good. Getting that proximity. A solid transition there. Able to get the proximity again. I got a little too far up that time, and so I had to wait longer to transition as a result, so I lost a little bit of room. Let's see what happens if we go up to third on the transition here. Don't go into the wall. Still hit the wall. That's okay, he had a bobble, so we ended up working out fairly well. We're gonna have to left foot brake to adjust the car's angle, and then throws in pretty aggressively with the backy, which is fun to adapt to. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to use a little left foot brake to preserve my angle. Wait for the e-brake or the slowdown moment. Caught it correctly. And here, like I said, we're going to get on left foot brake. Now, I'm not in such proximity that I absolutely have to left foot brake to avoid hitting, but left foot brake can also help you adjust your angle. Waited a little late there. Yeah, I deserve that. My bad, chase car. It lets you adjust your angle, and being at a similar angle as the lead car for me is kind of a helpful tactic for timing the transitions appropriately. Got out to the wall with a little wall tap, very nice. Seemed like he got a little sketched out there, so I'm giving some room. Unfortunately, not quite enough room on the transition. It's my fault. But a minor hit, something that didn't disturb the lead car in terms of being able to stay in drift and stay happy. And that's what you want. Got that transition down a little bit better. Okay, up to third we go. It's pulling me on the straight, wow. Well, that's gonna go poorly. I'm gonna bail. Well, that was alright. So first tandems with C. Toretto, not too bad. As usual, I was able to talk the entire time for maximum driving performance. But yeah, he's good. That was fun. That was fun. Would absolutely be down to do some more driving in the future with him. Let's see what chat is up to here. Van Bueller, my arms are getting heavy. Yeah, man, I'm getting a little worn out. Getting tired for sure. Angle lock. Forza Horizon 4 players be like, these cars hit lock at angle a lot. Oh man, you guys know about that wall ride. Is it the real C. Toretto? Honestly, I don't have any way to know that. Like, it's not hard to set your username to whatever. He was a good driver though, so it very well could be. I don't think I ever see anybody with that username in my streams normally, where I do my Friday streams. But if he's from the UK, I mean, my streams are at like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. for him, so it very well could be. Very well could be that was the case. We'll see. I'm gonna wait up here. See if he wants to come get some tandem in. Rob Mazza had a great night. Leave him shortly to head over to Twitch. Actually, I'm just going to keep it on YouTube for tonight. So I've already been rocking and rolling for a little over 3 hours. Okay, we'll cut a few laps. That's fine. I've not done any lead runs for a minute, so we'll do some lead runs here. My lead runs are very pragmatic. They're based around the sorts of things that you would do if you were drifting in real life and you liked to drive your car a lot more than you liked to fix your car. So I don't do like crazy humongous wall rides. That's a nice train up there. I kind of will more often than not stay, you know, 3 or 4 feet off the wall instead of going right up to it. Now I can, but you know, like anybody, I also make mistakes from time to time. And even though it's a sim, and so it won't hurt anything if I bash into the wall a few times, I just instinctively, I've got a really strong amount of muscle memory around this, and I just instinctively don't drive up to the wall as hard. Oh, that was scary, but we're okay. Folks whose username is player are always either like insanely good or maybe not insanely good is how we'll characterize it. But just nice, graceful transitions. I try not to do too many corrections, although I am being a little cautious in some of these turns. So you will see occasional corrections from me. Tires or something might be getting worn out, because it seems as though the car is snapping to max angle more than it normally does on some of these transitions, and it's catching me off guard a little bit. Shallow angle drifting there, not my favorite. And here comes one of the FCs. And I'm dead. See Toretto, great run, man. Bit late to the party. Great content. Awesome. You got your server set up. Hey, thank you. So that is, to answer the question for chat, that is the C Toretto. Thank you, dude. Yeah, you were doing a great lead. That was awesome. I wish that I could stream more at this time of day, because if you're willing to come out and do some shreds, I'm always down. Maybe we'll have an opportunity to collab on some content in the future or something. But yeah, I'm doing my best. We've got a cool crew out here. Ah man, the Assetto community is so rad. Alright, here we go. Vaguely in the lead, we've got Neff, followed by C Toretto and me, understeering with cold tires into the wall just about, because that's just what you do. First lap out. Always got to get caught out by your cold tires. Ooh, left foot brake, left foot brake. Gotta time everything just right. But like I was just saying, the skill of the lead driver plays a... Oh no, it's overtime. Server reset. The skill of the lead driver plays a huge part in the confidence that you see displayed by the chase car. Junior H, what is up? Clutch kick, nice timing indeed. Maybe we should meet in a room in Discord. Yeah, hit me up. I mean, of course, my Discord's open to anybody, and you're welcome to DM me. I'm down. And now with server reset, we're probably gonna have some massive trains. And I can go. I can lead. That's fine. Alright, so we've got an R32 driven by one of my IRL drift buddies, Grassroot Digital. We've got myself in second, C Toretto chasing. And we're just kind of seeing what we can put together here. Can I put one into the wheel there of Grassroot Digital? Had a little bit too aggressive of a transition. Killed a little bit too much speed. And especially since that's one of my IRL buddies. Oh, come on! Oh no! I decided I'd just give him a bump. Alright. We'll reset. Try to calm ourselves. Not get too rowdy. Alright, and now I've inherited the lead. Okay. So we'll just lay down some easy peasy lead runs here. Toretto with predictably solid chase run. We're going to use the whole track for these transitions and then slide out towards the wall, but we don't have to get super close. Watch that just the tiniest bit. Keeping it nice and wide, easy to follow. Nice predictable transitions. Up to third. I kind of botched my downshift there. But otherwise, solid. Meanwhile, just ahead, Grassroot putting a solid chase together with FV mods. One of the fun things about drifting, especially in real life, but I mean it's fun in game as well, is just that you get to see cool driving happen. Oh, a little too much angle there from the best seat in the house. Because even here, where I'm enjoying... Oh, a little too much angle again. Tiny angle stall there. While I'm enjoying a nice lead run. Maybe my tires are going, because I'm doing that a lot. It's fun to get to see the lead run happening in front of me. Nice little wall tap. Oh, that's another wall tap. That's too much. And we're done. Not bad. Not bad. Honestly, my hands have gotten a little, like, maybe a little dry or something. The wheel kind of sticks after a while, so it's more difficult. One of the downsides of a wood wheel is my hands grab it kind of aggressively now. I usually let it slip through my hands during all those counter steers. But that was a sick train. That was fun. Neff, yes, I did see you make it up the hairpin. The uphill hairpin is one of the harder parts, where you have to carry all that speed up the hill and then find some way to e-brake or back off and get around the tight part. It's one of my favorite parts of this track. Well done. Bro, these trains are crazy. Yeah, man, for sure. FB mods, yeah, I'm down for one more lead, or for one more go. Absolutely. See what we can put together here. Oh yeah! Oh, that's so good. The hardest parts of the course, where there's the most speed change, feel the gnarliest to nail. Like these kind of mid-corner sections where it's all the same speed, in the grand scheme of tandem, are not actually that hard to do. I mean, they are, and I don't even get them right every lap. But being able to do the fast parts and wait as late as possible, and then get out on get doors in the heavy braking zones. God, there's just nothing like that. That feels so cool. Let's do it again right here. Yes! Oh, I love that. And the sense of camaraderie that you can get with other drivers in your tandem train as well, like with your tandem partners. Doing this in sim is fun as can be. But like, just imagine you're at a party event and you've driven cross country to go out to it. Everybody's camping after the event. And so like, you drive with somebody that you've maybe only ever seen on the internet. And you have like these great tandems and everything's so fun, and you connect with them because you're like, you know, man, this is so cool to tandem with you. And a lot of times they'll be like, holy shit, you're really good too, man. Like, I had no idea. And then after that, there's like a big barbecue and everybody has a good time, listens to some music or whatever. Oh, too hard, my bad, I killed you. But to then just like be at a party event with somebody, the fact that you can connect on track and then hang out off track, it's so fun. Such a good time. I am about as dialed as I get tonight too. I honestly think some of my Friday night streams I don't drive anywhere near this consistently or this aggressively. To be using third gear there, being lazy and kind of trying not to, but it would work a lot better if I was. Got a little bump that time, but it was nothing that would throw me off. and otherwise was sweet. We could peel the stickers off that car. Oh, and we've sent it too far. Oh, wow. Rowdiness. So good. Grassroot Digital, I got blisters on my fingers. That's how it is. The hard life of a drifter. Zysar, what is up? Welcome. Thank you for checking out the stream. We're pretty late into it at this point. It is 4:21. Neff says, this is awesome. I can feel myself getting so much better just joining the streams and playing along. Awesome. That is what we're here for. That's the goal. No e-brake, you broke mine. Hey, we're twins. Well, what's up with all the broken e-brakes? Too much aggressive e-braking. We do. Yeah, I beat my e-brake up. I have a cable e-brake in real life, though. I don't have a hydro in my car. Like, I could, I just haven't put one in. I've upgraded the pads. I've tuned the e-brake like cable and everything to where it grabs really aggressively, but it's still a metal cable that I'm having to just like muscle in order to lock the rear tires. So I'm a little bit guilty of some e-brake abuse in sim. Russianese, should I get T300 RS or CSL Elite? I think either one is going to be a really solid choice. I'm partial to Fanatec after using their products for the past year and a half, but I don't think you could be disappointed with either. So whichever one is more appealing to your budget. Also consider that you may be able to save up and get a little bit better pedals or some other accessory like an e-brake if you get the T300, because I think it's a little less expensive. Clutch Kick Motorsports. Anyone running Circuit de l'Anneau on de Rin upcoming Sunday? I am not sure. Giovanni Castro says, ¿Por qué no hablan español? Why don't I speak español? I speak Japanese and I speak English, and I've studied the tiniest bit of español, but I unfortunately don't actually know it. You're a subscriber? Thank you. I appreciate it. Hupo, who's going to Drift Colorado this Sunday? I would like to drift in Colorado. That just seems like a fun time. Drift event in France. Yeah, man. It'd be cool to get to come over. Alright, we're going to do a little bit more driving. Try and get one more session in with C. Toretto, since they were so kind to come out and visit our live stream. Okay, we just had to wait and see how that Sora situation resolved. It's Gran Turismo time, baby. We're gonna catch up here. Initial D running in the night. Alright, let's get after it. At this point, I have been streaming and driving for like 4 hours non-stop. And that's one of the things you don't realize about drifting in the simulator. Like, my real-life drift car cannot go this long. I mean, at the bare minimum, it's going to need tire changes. But realistically, the bigger power cars, you tend to only get like maybe 6 laps tops before they're getting too hot and you have to pull off. People break their cars at events just from getting in the zone too much and overheating them. Oh, lost it. But because of that, it normally builds in like this nice break period for you. You know, I'll drift for 6 laps or something, then I'll pull off, circle up with my friends, I'll have some water, shoot the breeze. We'll talk about how good the runs were, or maybe what's not going so good depending on the day. Oh, that was way too much. So point being, you get a lot more tired than you would expect doing sim drifting. Because it's easy to just put in work hour after hour until you're just too tired to think straight, which is kind of where I'm at. So we're probably approaching a point where ending the stream in the next couple of laps, or at least winding down, doing some last chats, stuff like that, might be a good call. We'll see. All just depends. Plus I got the family getting home pretty soon. That's the big struggle about drifting in real life, is it's not the only thing in most drifters' lives. You know, we've got a significant other, or we've got family, might have a little one. Just like making everything fit together, making time for your hobby still at the same time. Right into the wall tap. That was a very nice maximum effort entry there. Well done. This makes it hard. I would love to make content full time, and I hope that I can work myself into a position where that's a reality. But until it is, I'm just happy to share my Friday live streams, occasional bonus live streams at good times for my homies in Europe. Oh no, a little too much. Yeah, I'm just past my prime for driving tonight. I'll try to dial it back a click. I'm probably just trying to go as hard as I possibly can, even though I'm not quite as sharp after 4 hours of this. It's another nice entry. At least I can still get this part to flow well. Oh, both caught wall. Oh man. Ugh. What a good time. Foxman, thank you for, like, I can't completely understand what that says, but I appreciate it. Hopefully that's all kosher and polite. I'm doing my best, of course, but there's only so much I can do. まあ日本語なら自由に話せますけど、まあそれも別になんか役に立たないから、まあしょうがないじゃないですか。でも見てくれてありがとうございます。So like I can speak other languages, but unfortunately it's just English and Japanese. That's what I got. I'm not trying to exclude anybody, but a lot of the times, what we have to do is use our love for cars and our love for drifting as the language that we have in common. That was something I've experienced in different instances, and it's been really fun. Just, you know, even if you straight up cannot speak another word of somebody else's language, you can get in and you can like do charades and you can get the cars and you can talk, and it's cool. Dexy Storm, I've heard from a friend that the force feedback in real life is very heavy or hard, and you need to be really strong to countersteer. Is that true? So, I would say the only way that can be true is if your car has a power steering rack that is broken. A car that's actually manual steering has a manual steering rack that's easy to turn. It's built to be like less aggressive. A car that has a power steering rack is built to be hard to turn, and that's why you have the power assist. So the only time that it's really crappy is if you have a power rack that is actually depowered or broken, because then it's quite difficult to get all your, you know, turns and stuff going. There's the fam. Hey babe.
Good job.
Hi.
Good job.
You gonna hang with mommy? And the fam is back. I was able to have some internet home alone time to hang out with you guys and get the content going. But yeah, that's the gist. So normally though, it's quite easy. Like legitimately, my power steering car, I can take my index finger and I can steer it at a stop, like parked like that. It's not hard to do. It's really not so difficult. LJ Production just had to go off, but thank you so much for a great time. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah, man, thank you for coming out. It was super fun. Van Bueller didn't have to pass you. I didn't expect that it was going to work out that way, but like my gutter technique is just too strong. So I realized I was going to way overshoot, and it would be harder to slow down than it would not to. Foxman says, a real wheel feeling in a rear-wheel drive car is a bit hard. Turn ultra soft when it spins, like the car has paperweight while drifting. Yeah, I mean, it's not so bad. Not so bad. Happy to be a part of the Start of Your Day Cycle Wheeze. Hoopo, is the service open for use while not streaming? I leave it open during the weekend, and I'll leave it up for the rest of today so that you guys can party on into the night. During the middle of the week, I don't usually leave it open right now. It's just something that I kind of like it to be a pop-up event, and that way every time that you see my servers, you know they're going to be packed, and you know to just get hyped and come out and join. See Toretto, pushed third gear. Lots of fun, man. Thanks for having me. Definitely do it again sometime. Absolutely, dude. Those were some great lead and chase runs, and it was cool to get to hang out with you. Thanks for coming out. Scott MTB, what did you think of the new 370Z concept car? It looks interesting. I guess my biggest question is, what are they trying to compete with? Like, if they're trying to compete with the Supra, like price point wise, I don't know that they're necessarily going to performance wise. I'm not sure. I'm just interested in seeing how that kind of turns out. LJ Production says, I was in the RX-7 drifting with you. Sorry I was shit, but I was trying my hardest. It's all good. T300 is overheating. Yeah, I kind of feel like my gear is in need of a rest as well. Does your wheel feel somewhat real? FB Mods, once again, another great session. Can't thank you enough for putting these together. Hey, thank you for coming out. Really, you know, it's all the people that come out that determine whether it's a good session or not. So it's all you guys. Thank you for being a part of my community and for coming out and partying with me every week. Or for those of you who are over in Europe and asleep normally, of course I don't hold that against you, but thanks for tuning in when you can, supporting the streams when you can, commenting on my other edited videos and stuff like that, hanging out. Oh yes, let's try to get 6 more likes. I'd love to hit 200 on this video. It'd be very cool. TSA Hemi first joining, definitely will be back. Awesome server. Thank you, my friend. It was good to drive with you. You did well today. Storm McTwist, huge fan. Thanks for all the vids that have helped me start this new adventure. My pleasure. I'm glad to help. Bro, first time in the server and it's so much fun. Definitely gonna join again. Awesome. I'm gonna have to work over the last couple months of the year. I have a few more working holidays, so I will try to put together at least one in November and one in December where we can party again at this time of day for you guys. Fabricio, the name of the server, if you search KameTrick, it's the channel name, you'll be able to find it. You do need to join the Discord as well, though, because they're password locked, and the password is posted up in Discord. Logan Perkicon, did I miss the live stream? Yeah, we're just rolling into the end here. We're about to probably wrap it up. Neff says 2920 is so hot. Yeah, I'm having to call it as well. Bro, I'm running a 2070, an RTX 2070. Max Fluff, I need to get better and not get anxious when leading. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. Everybody's got their own style. For me, I really trust my chase drivers in real life because I drive with a dedicated group of people, and in sim, I guess that kind of bleeds into it. But like, pretty much, I'm gonna put the car where I want to put the car, and I don't do anything weird. I'm consistent, and so I almost don't even take note of who's behind me at any given point. But I guess maybe it's different if you're coming in, like, I don't know, maybe it's because it's a YouTube stream or something like that and you know it's live. I'm not sure. But I should probably quit talking about the live stream curse. That's probably not helping, is it? We hit 200 though. Thank you guys for that. That's so rad. How did we do? I'm curious. Yeah, we peaked in the 180s. So that was an excellent viewership. Not too shabby for my channel. And 202 likes. That's so rad. Thank you guys. I really appreciate the support. Fabulous says, at first I wasn't sure I would link the track, but I practiced and it was so fun. This is a good solid track. Champion, how can I get notifications when I've set up a server? The Discord is the best place to find that. So in my Discord I have a channel called KT Announcements, and only myself and my mods post in there. So it's not got any clutter. It's only announcements for what tracks we're going to be running and when we're going to be live. That's it. And on my channel, we mainly do drifting. It's usually a Friday night live stream, and we also occasionally do a live stream now for my friends in Europe, so that it's not the middle of the day for you, or middle of the night for you guys. And last but not least, we do some toge stuff, and so those three things are all what lives in KT Announcements channel. But normally my live stream is every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time, which is unfortunately at like 3 a.m. UK time. And it goes until midnight, which is 6 a.m. for UK time. And I realize that that's terrible, but unfortunately it's just the way the hemispheres work and my personal schedule works. Like, that's the time that I can do regularly, consistently right now. Also, the servers have been amazing, solid 80 FPS in VR all day. I'm glad to hear that. So I shelled out for the top CPU priority servers, so put a little bit of extra money into it, and I think that it's creating a really solid result. Because yeah, we were 26 deep, and it was fine the whole time. William, I've heard rumors that the new Nissan Z is going to have a manual version of the Q50 power plant, which would be pretty nice to have in the manual 400 horsepower Z chassis. That would be pretty rad. Definitely want to have some more manual transmissions up in here. Max Fluff, I always have that when I'm lead and I mess up. Yeah, it happens. Use the e-brake a lot on this track. I use it a little bit. It's a solid tool for tracks like this. Kako, what is up? Hello, hello. Been forever media 203 homie. Nav, come park next to the 350Z for a screenshot. Are you still in here? Or am I? Oh, my wheel is turned off. Haha, I can't move. You can come park next to me if you want, but dude, I'm loving the content. Thank you, champion. I appreciate it. The next toge is, I think, next Saturday. We're going to be running Miyogi. I'm probably going to do terribly, but there's going to be great driving from people other than me. LJ Production, handbrake every corner. That's fair enough. If it works, it works. Hustla, good night, man. Yeah, I will. I'll keep uploading. Thanks for checking it out. Have a wonderful night. I appreciate you all tuning in. Rocket, here I am. Yeah, you just caught, unfortunately, the end of the stream. We're getting ready to wrap up. The Friday stream is normally 5 to 9 here, but I managed to join. Yeah, that's why when I have a working holiday or a day off from work, I definitely want to try and manage to do a stream for you guys at a time that works for you. Plus, it works well for the viewers as well. Just like there's only so many people I can hit with my Friday time slot, so being able to do a different time is kind of a win-win. We'll give Neff a second to roll over here and get that screenshot. Shout out to Libracio as well for joining the channel. Appreciate the support there. Rob, take it easy. Great stream. Sure to catch you again in the future. Yes, thank you, my friend. And thank you, everybody, for being a part of the community that we've got. I will see you around. We're going to... we're going to get some family time in. We're going to hang out with the fam, figure out what's for dinner, because at this point, for me, back in America, it is 4:40, and it is about time to, to have some dinner. I usually eat dinner late, but, you know, we're going to hang out, get a bite to eat. Yeah, we got our 200 likes. It was rad. All right, guys. As always, thank you for being a part of the KameTrick World Drift Friends. I will see you in my edited videos that come out at least once a week and on the Friday live streams as well. Have a good night, guys. Peace.